A very good morning to everyone and a very warm welcome to all of you for this event as part of Shiksha Parv 2020 on positive digital footprints in school education. We are happy that today we could find all the teachers, educators being here present with us, and also there are many people watching online this event. Welcome to everyone. And I take this time to welcome Professor Behra, Amrendra P. Behra, Joint Director, Central Institute of Educational Technology, NCERT, to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you very much, Dr. Angel. Very good morning and namaskar to all of you. On behalf of National Council of Educational Research and Training, NCERT, under the aegis of Ministry of Education, Department of School Education and Literacy, Government of India, I first of all welcome all of you to this almost 3-hour seminar, which is being organized in blended mode. We'll have online listeners, viewers also, and we have nearly 100 plus viewers from different institutes, participants in this hall. So I take this opportunity to welcome all the dignitaries on the dais and all of you. First of all, I welcome Sri Rajneesh Kumarji, Director Digital Education, Ministry of Education, Department of School Education and Literacy, who looks after the National Digital Education Architecture, Diksha, and many such digital initiatives at the ministry level. So to my immediate left, Sri Rajneesh Kumarji. Sir, welcome to this seminar. And next to Sri Rajneesh ji is Madam Tulika Pandey ji, and Madam is Scientist F, from the Cyber Security Division, Ministry of Electronics and IT, Government of India. So let us give a big hand to her to welcome Madam Tulika Pandey. And Madam Tulika Pandey will be the chairperson of this whole seminar today. So once again, welcome, ma'am. And next to Madam Tulika Pandey, Dr. Sarita Yadav. Dr. Sarita Yadav is education specialist from UNESCO New Delhi office and representing the UNESCO New Delhi. And we welcome Sarita ma'am because she has been associated with NCERT in developing many guidelines and materials for children, which is related to cyber safety and security, including cyberbullying. And next to Dr. Sarita is Dr. Bharti. She heads the Department of ICT and Training in CIET, my institute, NCERT. And she is a special educator. And recently, 2 days before on 6th, we had launched the Prasast mobile app, which screens the children with special needs, 21 different variety of disabilities. So let us give a big hand to Dr. Bharti and welcome her. Next to Dr. Bharti, we have Rahul Pachori ji, the man behind organizing the Shikshak Parv. And he is a Deputy Secretary in the Department of School Education and Literacy, Government of India. And I welcome Rahul Pachori ji. And thank you very much. We have distinguished experts and panelists here to speak on this particular event. We have Mr. Kandel Gautam Kumarji. He is Deputy Commandant I4C, which takes care of internet safety in Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India. So we welcome Gautamji. Gautamji, welcome. Give him a big hand. So, and the next speaker we'll be having is Dr. Karnika Seth. And Madam Karnika Sethji is a cyber law expert and advocate in Supreme Court of India. So we welcome you, ma'am. So give her a big hand, because we will have people who will be giving us different perspective to teachers and students, so that we know that what are the do's and don'ts and what is Lakshman Rekha also. So that maybe we'll be listening from ma'am. And we have Dr. Anand Prabhuji. So we welcome him. He is a professor digital forensic and cyber security, COE Sadri, and he is closely associated with NIMANS also, I was told, and on mental health and well-being. So he will be deliberating. So we'll have his perspective also. We have 3 celebrity teachers. I mean, celebrity means they are national awardee teachers. They are awarded by Honorable President of India for their work, recognized by Government of India. And they are Madam Chandni Agarwal ji. She herself has designed a mobile app for students on cyber safety and security, a teacher liberating technology to reach out teachers. She is a national awardee teacher and postgraduate teacher in computer science, Maharaja Agarsen Model School, Delhi. And next to her is Madam Binita Garg. She is a national teachers awardee by Honorable President of India from Shahid Rajpal DAB Public School, Dayanand Vihar, Delhi. So welcome, madam, to both of you. And last not least, we have another national awardee teacher who is Madam Mrs. Suma Paul, and she is a principal, Assisi Vidya Niketan Public School, Kakanad, Kochi in Kerala. So we welcome 3 of you, ma'am. And I must mention that the audience also are not ordinary people like us. So they are national ICT awardee teachers. They are representing UN, United Nations, especially the Mahatma Gandhi Institute, which is working towards peace. And it is one of the UN organization located at New Delhi. So we have experts from there. We have experts from Cyber Peace Foundation, and we have experts from many NGOs including Arpan and many others, those who work in this particular area. And we have teachers, teacher educators, researchers, students, and NCERT faculty and researchers, including the Diksha and NDR PMU team. So they are also here. So on behalf of NCERT, Ministry of Education, and my personal behalf, once again, a hearty welcome to all of you. And I hope this session will be very interesting for all of you, and also engaging. And we will take back many do's and don'ts related to the topic positive digital footprints in school education. And a couple of words related to the theme I would be talking before I hand over Dr. Angel to go forward. All of us, we know that now we are, many of us, digital means foreigners also, and digital natives also. Like our younger generations, they are digital natives, and we are foreigners, like those who are 50 and above or so. And many things we do online. We have blogs, we have groups, e-groups, we have many social medias we use for teaching, learning, assessment, making friends, and many other social activities also. Even there are matrimonials also. And for basically for teaching, learning, and assessment purposes. So we use in many ways. And the COVID-19 pandemic situation, knowingly or unknowingly, has also taught us a lot. And also with pressure or without pressure. So we have a lot of mobile handsets with all of us. Wherever we go, whatever we learn, wherever we register in a new portal app, we leave a lot of imprints, footprints, steps visible there. Even if you visited this venue from your home to your office to here, so public know that when you are using a GPS, that you have used that and you are traveling. And if you have shared your live location with your parents, whether you have reached or not, so again your digital footprints are tracked. The time you visit a hotel, you give them a star, so your footprints are left there. So your details are knowingly or unknowingly left there. So when you are downloading Diksha mobile app or any other digital platforms, though we don't keep much data related to persons and their individual data on Diksha, but there are many platforms, knowingly or unknowingly, while accepting cookies or while accepting their bylaws, that okay, you have to obey by their bylaws. So without reading the 10-20 page document, we accept. So we leave a lot of footprints there, which knowingly or unknowingly makes our friend circle enhanced. And similarly, whether it is LinkedIn or Google Scholar or any other field. So many a times with our activities on social media and educational media, particularly, which we don't know, and their safety and security aspects we are not aware. And even if we pretend that we know, so many things we don't know. So we leave many data records with stranger people. Even many a times we visit some places and we say that we are out of our home. So we also leave some footprints for people, those who are indulged in different crimes. So even many a times while sharing photos also of our friends and others, we share vital data. And while operating our bank account for different purposes, for booking tickets, for buying something, so we also leave a lot of data there. So how those data could be resonating the positive vibrations rather negative vibrations, so that is also a $1 million question. So we may not know that what we have done, but it may have a psychological pressure on somebody else, or it may be a key point for somebody to do some mischief on cyber world. So we being the users of cyber world, so like etiquettes we use in the physical world. So do we need to use some etiquettes so that we are safe on cyber world? We means the 15 lakh schools and the 85 lakh teachers who are teaching in these 15 lakh schools. Even there are 900 plus Indian universities where students and teachers are there, and nearly clubbing together the student and population of schools and higher education, nearly 33 crore 330 million learners are there in schooling and higher education sector. So in that particular case, how to address their concerns, being people at the national level, at the local level, at the teacher education organization level. So I leave some of the questions unanswered to the panelists and to Madam Tulika Pandeji and her team to deliberate on various themes and share their best practices and school experiences and institutional experiences, including cyber expert from I4C, from MHA, telling us how vulnerable our children are on cyber world and how many cyber safety related crimes are reported to Government of India. In coming years, how many it will be multiplied, because we will have more users on cyber world with the cheap internet facility available and also cost effective handsets available. This is also happening. So with these opening words and introducing the experts and panelists and all the viewers and those participating here, I once again welcome all of you, those who are physically present here and those who are online, because we are having this session live telecast on Prime Minister's eVidya channel, TV channel, and also we are having a live webcast of this on NCERT event page and other social media also, so that people can listen and they get sensitized on this. Many of our senior officers from ministry, from NCERT and many other organizations, they are also watching us. So I once again welcome one and all, those who are online and offline. So thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir, for this warm welcome and also setting the stage for this seminar to go ahead. Thank you once again. I now request Ms. Sarita from UNESCO to give the opening remarks.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Okay, firstly, I'd like to thank Professor Behera, Joint Director, CIET NCERT, for inviting UNESCO to this very, very august gathering. Thank you, sir. UNESCO is honored to be here. I'd also like to acknowledge Dr. Rajneesh from the Ministry of Education, Dr. Tulika Pandey, Dr. Bharti, and Dr. Pachori, all the dignitaries on the dais and all the esteemed gathering over here, the luminaries in front of us. And we are really delighted to be here. I think each one of you as principals, as teachers, as education officials, each one of you has a very, very important role to play when we are talking about positive digital footprints. And I'd just like to, we have experts over here, so I will not get too much into the data part of it. But what I'd like to share is that we are all aware that technology has changed the way we learn, the way we travel, the way we transact, work, interact, and participate. And without a doubt, we can say that technology has been extremely, extremely powerful. And with the COVID-19 pandemic, schools getting closed, everything moved from offline to online mode. It was a complete paradigm shift. And the education departments put in very, very concerted efforts to ensure continuity of learning through different digital platforms. And millions of learners turn to online education through electronic devices, information and communication technologies. We all know that ICTs have really grown exponentially, and they have increased access to education, access to healthcare, access to employment opportunities, e-commerce. A huge variety of opportunities have come up. But at the same time, technologies have also posed different social and ethical issues that we have to contend with. There are issues, sir has already mentioned, there are issues with online safety and security, identity theft, scams, phishing, hacking online. There's so much of plagiarism that's happening, and people going online and posting comments. So I think there is also a lot of danger attached to it. Microsoft did a survey in about 25 countries. This is slightly old, and they did this survey in about 26 countries, and China, Singapore, and India had the highest rate of online bullying. And I think this is extremely, extremely important that we all come together and work. I'd just like to share that some days ago, when COVID pandemic happened and everything moved online, there was a call which I got from a very concerned parent. And she mentioned that their daughter, who was 14 years old, was studying in a tuition. So they used to have tuitions, and she went over there, and she got friendly with this classmate, and she shared some pictures. The next day, before they could realize, her pictures were on a pornographic website. And they were getting calls from all over the world, not only in the country. And the mother and the daughter did not know what to do. There were all kinds of people calling, asking questions, and it was extremely embarrassing. So this mother reached out to me and was like, what do I do? It's all on the site and people are calling, and could you please help us in addressing this issue? I think what is really critical, and over here, I think there is no need to underline why people need to be safe on the internet. There have been studies which have been done by international bodies which actually show that 7 billion people on this planet, and at the end of 2015, this is again old data, 95% of the populations had access to a mobile phone. And 40% had access to internet, either through broadband or through mobile services. And irony is that only 4.5 billion had access to a toilet facility. The point I'm trying to do is, please have this perspective that, when people have access to mobile phones, to internet, to data, how do we as education officials, as teachers, as principals, how do we make sure that our generation, that our new generation, that our children, our young people are responsible? I think it's so critical for us to actually tell them. And I just like to share that, as UNESCO, and sir's already mentioned, we've done some work with NCERT and CIT and the Ministry of Education. We are here, we want to show our commitment to ensure that we want every child, every learner to have access to a safe, inclusive, and health-promoting learning environment. And it is imperative that our digital platforms, our social media platforms, our education platforms are free from cyberbullying. And there is a clear need to work towards creating positive digital footprints. And each one of you over here, sitting over here, there's a need for all of us to work together, to talk to parents, to talk to teachers. How do we tell our learners that, it's important to have conversations. And I think there is a need to have frank conversations. Let's talk to our children and say that it's okay, none of us are perfect. But what are you doing on the net? What are you leaving on the net? Sir has mentioned that, when we write something on the net, it will always be there. We are leaving our footprints, our imprints behind. Now, it's important to tell our children that, what we are posting on the net, does it give a good impression about them? It is important to show a positive image to our learners about it. And then tell them that, it's okay. And we all make mistakes. So, it's important that if a child or a learner or somebody has posted something, it's important to make the child realize, and it's important to delete that post. Of course, it will be there, but when somebody tries to search it, it will make it harder for them to find it again. And that's important. And then I think what's also important is that we need to tell our children that it's important to post positive content. There are so many good things that also one could use the internet for. So, how do we post good content which would be useful for all of them? And then gradually this will develop and demonstrate a pattern of good behavior, because there's so much that and there's so much I can learn from you. So I think with experts, I think that's important. And I'd just like to say that it's very, very important that we teach our young learners how to be good citizens, not only offline, but also online. How do we be more responsible? If I have technology, I have the power of technology, but am I using it responsibly? And finally, I'd like to end by saying that, there's a need to empower our children. I think there are a lot of children who we think know the information and who don't know where to access the information. Everybody tries to go to Google Bhagwan, and we really don't know how much of that information is correct or not. So I think all of us sitting over here, all the principals, teachers, experts over here, I think there is a need to work together and empower our children so that they remain safe on the internet, so that they know how to access the right information and use technology in a safe, responsible, and creative manner, so that they live properly, learn, communicate, and participate in this completely fast changing world. And I'd just like to say thank you once again to NCERT for organizing this very important Shikshak Parv. I'm grateful to the Ministry of Education, and thank you once again. And we remain committed. There are some information booklets with COVID-19 pandemic. We work closely with the CIT and NCERT. We brought out an information booklet, very basic do's and don'ts. What is cyberbullying? How does it occur? How do we know? And then we have the law on our side. So how do we use the law if there are issues of cyberbullying? How do we tackle it and address the issue? So thank you so much, everybody. And thank you, sir, for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sarita, for sharing all the insights related to that, which is also getting set in every mind that this particular topic which we are discussing today is a very important point. Thank you so much. I now request Mr. Rajneesh, the representative from the Ministry of Education, to give the inaugural address.
Thank you, ma'am. Hardly inaugural address. बस एक बात कहना चाहूँगा कि हर जनरेशन की एक नई समस्या, पहले स्मोकिंग, फिर ड्रग्स, फिर अल्कोहल, चलिए वो तो फिर हम लोग ने डिफाइन कर दिया था कि इमोरल एक्टिविटीज है, मत कीजिए बच्चों, लेकिन अब डिजिटल फुटप्रिंट जो है एक बड़ी समस्या है. And if you look at the extent of the damage that can be done to teenagers, it is immense. The two basic issues that I see, not just my children or other children, is one is that they are psychologically harmed by whatever they do. Second part is the employers of the future are really going to profile children. Suppose you want to join a capitalist organization and in your early youth, you are a great fan of Marx. They might label you as a commie. Or else you are a great fan of some organization which is certainly not a very well-known organization in terms of employability. They may term you as a non-employable person. Now, these issues, the child will never ever know. And it's somewhere in the background. He'll never even come to know that why he's not been employed. So I think the responsibility is more with the parents than the teachers, because how long can teacher बच्चे को पढ़ाएगा भी, report card बनाएगा और फिर digital footprint भी देखेगा, तो teacher तो नहीं कर पाएगा. So I think the teachers have to educate the parents on the footprint. दो example आपके सामने हैं. Mr. Rishi Sunak, उनका एक footprint था आज से 20 साल पहले का. He said something about racism, and it was a big issue once he became the prime minister candidate. The other was an Oxford Union girl. I think I forgot her name. She became the Oxford Union president, and she had posted something to do with religion, and she was suddenly trolled all over. So we have to be very careful. And at 50, I can afford to spend 14 hours on Facebook. But at 15, if you spend 14 hours on Facebook, your life is going to be a mess. So that message has to go from the teacher to parents. And I really believe, have a conviction that this problem can only be solved by the parents, not by the teachers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Ministry of Education has taken a lot of initiatives like to ensure that cyber safety and security related activities has to be conducted in the school education as well. And there are a lot of concerns that is being now addressed in the school in terms of addressing the different crimes happening in schools through different toll-free numbers, and also making people aware of what is cyber safety and how it has to be handled in school. As part of this Shiksha Parv, keeping this particular topic as for the seminar itself shows the importance we are showing to create awareness in related to cyber safety and security. Thank you so much, sir. And we take this time to release a few materials, resources, which have been created for digital footprint related resources. Some of the resources are also made available for all the participants to just scan a QR code outside in our counter after the release. You can just download it with one scan and then just click, and all these resources will be able to be downloaded in your mobiles. So I request the dignitaries to help us release these materials. So just a small brief of different resources which are packed in this. One of the material is on a pocket book for school students to have 52-week tips on their pocket, so that they can just practice at least one tip a week in a year. So that other resource is developed, this pocket book is developed by CIT itself. And we also have developed a small brochure on digital footprints, which can be, yes, when they are opening, we can also give our appreciation for that, whoever has put effort in developing this. So one is a pocket book, which is developed by CIT NCERT. And there is also a digital footprint brochure, which is also developed by CIT NCERT. There is a small cheat sheet on how we have to take care of footprints. So this has been developed in collaboration with CDAC, Hyderabad, which is part of Ministry of IT. And also we have a complete resource book, which has been developed with a collaboration with Cyber Peace Foundation, as well as UNICEF. And the book is, we are going to show it as a flip book on the screen. Though it's not physically available, we would also wanted to show on the screen how we have made it as a flip book. Yes, sir. Thank you. Can you please take your seat? Thank you, sir. So this is the resource book, which has been created as a handbook for students. The schools can distribute this among the students, and it is available as a flip book. And even this pocket book, we have made it as a small flip book. Can we just have the pocket book shown on the screen, please? It is, all these resources are made available in Hindi, English, as well as in Urdu. So today we couldn't get it printed, but Urdu also we felt like we will release it today. We are releasing all this, and by evening, all these resources will be available in the NCERT website for you to freely use it. I thank everyone in the stage for helping us to release these materials. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Angel. I thank all the dignitaries on the dais. So we'll accept Tulika Pandey ma'am. I request all other experts to please come to the seat there so that we can start the formal session. So I now call upon Dr. Kandle Gautam Kumarji, Deputy Commandant I4C MHA. Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center, it is popularly known as. So please take your seat, sir. And I now call upon Dr. Karnika Seth, Madam, Cyber Law Expert and Advocate, Supreme Court of India. Ma'am, you are welcome. I also invite Dr. Anand Prabhuji, Professor Digital Forensics and Cyber Security COE, Sayadri. So you are welcome, sir. Yeah. Please come. Thank you very much. So before we start the formal presentation from the three experts here on the dais, I request because the chairperson, ma'am, Tulika Pandeji, scientist of Cybersecurity Division of MIT, to please say a few opening words so that we can start. And as a part of the guideline, I must mention, we'll be getting 10 minutes time for the presentation, each presenter. Then we'll have a discussion, question answer session. Thank you very much, ma'am. You are welcome.
I would like to say Namaskar, Pranam, because Pranam is much closer to our hearts. When we say Pranam or Namaste, we hold our hand to our hearts. We in India always believed in humanity. We believed in nature. We learned from nature and we always valued what nature gave us, right? So our learning process was always very organic. हमने देखा, समझा, सीखा और फिर उसमें समाहित होके जीवन को जिया है. The reason why I'm speaking in Hindi, I can speak chaste English or maybe French if you need so. But the importance of our language, when we say mother tongue, when we say our motherland, when we say these terms, why are these terms there with us? The terms that we use in India are also because we like to acknowledge the importance of our country, our culture, and our language, and therefore the entire nature and humanity as a whole. Why are these terms coming in a discussion where I'm talking of cybersecurity? So I took this opportunity. I'm grateful to NCERT, Dr. Behera, to suddenly call me up saying, ma'am, can you be there? And I jumped at this opportunity. Why? Because when we talk of technology, when we talk of cyberspace per se, we did not start it with humans in that entire discussion. If I share why the way the internet was, it was more to, take away your drab jobs of replicated activities. So we said, why do the same writing again and again? Why not have a system which can produce in large numbers? So therefore, the whole drab activities were is an extension to your body. What God has made is perfect because we are able to not just use it to help others, but if we use it appropriately, we are able to also help ourselves. The healing is within. The healing is also for others. When we look at technology, why was it made? It was made to help us. So it cannot be that the technology starts ruling us. ये तो हो नहीं सकता, ये होने नहीं देना है. It cannot happen. But if it is happening, why is it happening? It is happening because we as humans have lost the humanity within us. We are losing it. Why am I coming and talking to you teachers? Today, whoever I am, whatever I am, I speak English, I speak Hindi, I speak languages, I'm called a scientist today. I couldn't have been this if I hadn't got my teachers first realizing my potential, then harnessing it, actualizing what it is, what was my capability. और ये हमारा जो भारत का ओरिजिनल एजुकेशन सिस्टम था, है ना, वो हमें हमेशा बहुत आसानी से वहां ले जाता था. We all did not have to become engineers. We all did not have to become doctors. We all did not have to become A, B, C, D, E. We only became what was our potential. And our gurus, our teachers today, help us to realize that potential and then use that potential for not just growing ourselves, bringing ourselves to a position in the society, but also if we are well taught, if the ethics of this humanity is conveyed, which was earlier there, we used to do moral science in schools. What was moral then? Do we talk about moral now? Do we talk of really a behavior in the society today? No. Especially in the cyberspace, where you can have a digital avatar which may not be this face, this body, this size, this name. No, I can create a digital avatar which is Katrina Kaif if I like her, or anybody else, right? And I therefore have the option of creating a presence, of creating a tulika which is not really tulika. And I therefore tend to say, if people are not able to know who I am, I can play mischief. And I love to play mischief. As a child, every child, if they are inquisitive, if they are interested, they will explore. And we all want them to explore. As teachers, I think you all want your students to really explore science, explore languages, explore sports, explore any of the faculties that you feel are good in them. Don't you all do that? आप अपने बच्चों को जो आपके सामने आते हैं, you try and understand, अच्छा, what is the caliber of this child, and you try and gently direct the child's skilling that particular ability to a greater height. Isn't it what you all do, right? And gradually, when our entire education system became industrial in that sense, we suddenly started to have these classrooms of 2,100, 430, 40 children. And all you had to do was somehow use the 40 minutes or 50 minutes of time to reach out educational content. Can you really teach in this? You only tried to give a content which you felt at a broad level could really impact and be accepted, understood by the entire class of 40, while you knew that there are 10 who completely understand the concept and will be able to harness it to deliver something. There are also 10 who simply are not getting as to why they're sitting in the classroom, because they don't even know what they will do with the knowledge or the information that is being reached out to them. They are not able to convert the information into knowledge. And this is today becoming multiplied, because today, as was mentioned earlier, we're all going on to free accessible content, which is available at the tip of a button. We love to click buy, click sell, click post, click. So this click is something which has been monetized by the industry. So they'll offer you numerous things. आप बस अपना अंगूठा लगाएं, जिस अंगूठे को आपने छोड़ दिया था क्योंकि आपने लिखना शुरू किया था, साइन करना शुरू किया था. You're back to this thumb. And we were careful when we did it physically. Even today, when we go to a legal requirement and when we're putting our thumb, we'll look at it. We'll want to see where we're giving a thumb impression. But when we click with the same thumb on a mobile, on any other device of access, I don't think we think twice. And I know I shouldn't speak much. Karnika ji is here. She'll give you much detail as to where it'll take you. And Dr. Behra has already indicated what. The reason why I'm speaking to you all is I want you all there. When we started digitalization and we started to say, let's connect all the libraries. Let's get them all digital. Let's bring the content digitally to everybody so that, it reaches in mass, everybody can access it. And so the librarians were suddenly worried. They thought, oh, they will not need us anymore, right? And that is when, fortunately, I got a chance to speak to a group. I mean, it was a large mass of librarians. And I said, we will not be able to do anything in the correct way or even do it without you all. Why? Because you all are the people who actually understand the science of library. And therefore, it is you who will define how this technology will present those books that you have otherwise and how they will be stacked. What will be the nomenclature? Can we replicate the same list system that you all have been using? Or for the digital medium, we can do it in a much more expanded way. That's one. Two, when we talk about content, digital, image, and any other, and we talk of media, digital media, we are also able to reach to the differently abled. See, one thing you all should know, that while we, some of us are differently, have certain impairments in hearing, speech, or many other physical impairments, but we have always been able to communicate. That means it is not the language which tells us how to communicate, is it? No, we do not need language all the time. It's only a facilitation that we brought in. And when we started to bring in script, that was, see, India's basic culture is oral. So we got knowledge orally, isn't it? For a long time. And then we started to create the scripts appropriately. And India's is the most scientific scripts that we have. And why I know this is, when you are seeing languages on your mobile phones and others, is because of the work we had to do with the United Nations. We had to give a code to every script, and for that to be represented in the digital medium. We had to fight for it. हमारे ओम को उन्होंने नहीं समझा, क्योंकि हमारे डायक्रिटिक्स ऊपर भी कुछ मात्राएं हैं, नीचे भी मात्राएं हैं, अंग्रेजी में तो मात्राएं हैं ही नहीं. So to be able to get Indian scripts onto the digital medium, there was a big discussion, and we fought and fought as to, if you want to really be inclusive and want this community on your digital medium, you will have to also accept what we have. So therefore, एक तो हम अपनी भाषाएं ले आए, लेकिन हम क्या नहीं ला पाए वो मैं बता दूं. And that was only the last line I'll speak. And that is, we did not bring our culture into the digital space. और जब हमारे माननीय प्रधानमंत्री कहते हैं कि भारत विश्व गुरु है और बनेगा, वो सिर्फ इसलिए कहते हैं that he has 200% faith that if India starts to bring ethics, cyber ethics to this medium, we'll start defining what should be the way we communicate, we connect, we value. We will surely be able to define the ethics of the cyberspace. We have not been able to arrive at a common understanding. There are a lot of issues in terms of digital footprints. And when I say positive, I think it was referred to my friend from the UNESCO when she said we should put a lot of positive content. Now we'll have to really explain positive and negative to our children. Because when they play these games on their phones, they enjoy those games because they are very, very adept at finger movements. They're very adept at many things. I will just give one example for you all to understand where things are going. Children love to do jailbreak. I mean, 10 years back, I had a 7-year-old kid saying, "Maine jailbreak kar diya." And the moment he said that, he was able to digit. What is a jailbreak? When he is able to go into the code, copy the code, and reproduce and different user interface on a very different OS. And he was very excited, and we should have been excited about it. I wasn't, because he did not value rules. He was happy to access something which was not really his. And he was happy because he was not spending any money. So most of the parents did not really complain, did not really tell their child this is wrong, isn't it? Because these digital mediums are all costly. Even today, they are priced. So therefore, many times we are looking at these, ignoring some of these initiatives of the children and not really registering it. When we are allowing our children to play these smart games, there's an incident, not in India, where a child, while playing games, was asked to go to all rooms of his house. He went around the entire digital location. The digital markers of the room were therefore taken over were collected by the game producers. And later, the same details of the house were used to blackmail them to demand ransom. So when the lady said, "But I cannot pay so much to you because I don't have that much. He says, but the painting on this bedroom of your so-and-so room is worth so many dollars, thousands and millions of dollars. So you better pay up the amount. So when we look at technology, we are not yet able to define whether somebody will enter my bedroom or will stay right into my drawing room, will not ever have an access to my bedroom. I mean, I'm trying to put it in a very simple language, because we are able to do that distinction, make that distinction as to who enters my bedroom and who remains right to the drawing room. But when it comes to digital medium, when it comes to, we all want to reach out as to where we are traveling and why not, but your location is therefore tracked. And once they know there is no one at your home, there's a theft in your house. Or when our elders who are talking on the phone, using the social media, are known that they are alone, they are being attacked. I mean, I don't want to bring that discussion to this table today. I don't want that. What I really want is to talk to each one of you to tell us, how do we impact the human behavior? While we are bringing in rules, regulations, policies, every service provider is being forced to send certain, advisories to all of you. Yet, because the human greed has taken over humanity, we are suffering today. It's very akin to, the gun was never made to kill. It was made to have, as a game, and that was turned around to kill. Similarly, this technology, or any technology for that matter, is developed to help humanity. However, when the human behavior cannot come back to, valuing the mankind, then whatever we bring in, whatever rules we bring in, however hard punishments we bring in, it is not going to help us. So you are the people, you are the teachers, you are the principals who will really get ethics into cyberspace. You are the teachers who are able to gauge every child and his capability or her capability. And you are the teachers who are the people who will be able to harness that capabilities into developing something positive. These children can develop tools that India needs. Today, India is using a lot of tools which are not our own. And those are being today misused to attack us. We are losing because we're using tools and technologies which are not our own. But our children are much smarter. They will be able to develop tools and technologies which are way beyond what we are using from the other countries. So I appeal to each one of you that it is your job. I will humbly submit myself to your studies as to how you all can get together, communicate with each other, to harness your children across the country to develop things which is good for nature. So we really need to, think on those lines. You all really need to look at that as your responsibility. You need to bring in ethics back into the society. And I, once again, will request you all to look into that important factor. Children can learn technology otherwise too. But what you really need to tell them is where really to apply their minds, what really to apply their minds for. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for setting the stage, Madam Tulika Pandeji from MIT. And thanks for highlighting, while talking about technology, the morals and values particularly, and the diversity, including the linguistic diversity, and how, while talking about the positive digital footprints in schools, so parents also can guide children to emphasize on the morals of technological use and also being safe on cyber world. So once again, thank you very much for setting the stage. And we have three distinguished speakers, as they have already been introduced. But in brief, I would like to introduce them to all of you. We have Mr. Kandle Gautam Kumarji. He is Deputy Commandant, Indian Cybercrime Coordination Cell, popularly known as I4C, Ministry of Home Affairs. Sri Gautam Kumarji is a Commandant. He is UPSC 2011 batch, CAF officer, presently working in Indian Cybercrime Coordination Cell. And he did his engineering degree from NIT Nagpur. And he also worked in Infosys and Income Tax Department also, and Central Board of Direct Taxes. He was there. And also he is active in conducting various cybercrime awareness programs in schools, colleges, departments, ministries. He has vast knowledge on issues related to cybersecurity and its strategies, mobile forensics, cyber laws, and information security. And the second speaker which we will be having will be Madam Dr. Karnika Sethji. So as we have already mentioned, she is a cyber law expert and advocate in the Apex Court of India, Supreme Court of India. And she is globally recognized as super cyber woman also. And also in India, most influenced cyber warrior. Dr. Karnika Seth is an eminent cyber law expert. And also to her credit, she is an accomplished author and a highly inspiring speaker also in print and electronic media and television. He is a recipient of more than 20 national awards. She received the Digital Empowerment Award for her book, Projection of Children on Internet in 2015, and the Constitution Day Award 2021 from the Chief Justice of India for her valuable writing contribution. On UN International Day, she received the Great Indian Women Leader Award 2021 and the Platinum Excellence Amrit Award 2022 for excellence in tech and future laws. Give her a big hand and welcome, ma'am. So last but not least in the panel, we have Dr. Anand Prabhuji. So जी उनके नाम से के बाद है तो already Anand ji, welcome. He is a professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering and principal investigator at Digital Forensics and Cybersecurity Center of Excellence at Sayadri. And Dr. Anand Prabhu is also an author, and to his credit, he has 9 books, conducted more than 2,500 workshops, and has published 3 patents to his name. So give him a big hand. So let me invite Sri Kandle Gautam ji, because since he is associated with the Ministry of Home Affairs, which is the apex body to take care of the cyber related issues and safety security, not only in India, internally, even in international borders also. So with these words, I welcome Kandle ji, Gautam Kumar ji. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Namaskar. With your permission, ma'am, may I start? Yeah. So it's a very short time, but I'll just conclude it myself. Before starting my presentation, I just want to convey gratitude to Ministry of Education NCERT from Ministry of Home Affairs for observing this day. And I would like to congratulate Ministry of Education, who is an active member in organizing the Cyber Jagrukta Divas. I think everyone heard about the Cyber Jagrukta Divas, and I would like to congratulate this on behalf of Ministry of Home Affairs. I would like to ask you a small query or a question. So anyone can say about that. If you want to download an application from any of the third-party application or a website or any other platform, whether you will see like what are the permissions you are granting, or just you will click, as ma'am said, that click, click, click. See, that is the issue. Click, click, click. So if we are doing the same thing, how we can expect our children or our kids do the positive digital footprints? So I request everyone, so before downloading any application from any site or any platform, it is requested to see all those permissions. If you say that a simple calculator of 2 KB, it is asking all your gallery access, all your SMS access, is it required or not? So it is not required. So please be attentive for that, and please guide your children and the school students also. So coming to I4C, I4C stands Indian National Cybercrime Coordination Center. This is the nodal agency in relation to all the cybercrime issues in the country. And not only in the country, it is in coordination with international organizations in the issues of cybercrime. So the main the motto that comes like internal security is a mandate of Ministry of Home Affairs. So keeping in that view, this I4C has come up with the due diligence of the expert panel, where they have found a few gaps in the policy areas. So to fulfill those gaps, this I4C has come up. So I4C has 7 verticals inside it. I just want to play that video before showing the statistics. If you see the cybercrime incidents that are reported in our country, I can say that those cybercrimes that are reported, and there are a number of cybercrimes that are not reported. So this is a video. Please go through it, then I will talk to you about it.
आपके कार्ड से संबंधित किया जा रहा है सर. आपके कार्ड पे एक नंबर होगा 16 अंकों का, कि वो कंफर्म करा दीजिए.
डिजिटलाइजेशन ने जीवन शैली को पूरी तरह से बदल दिया है, पर हमारे डिजिटल लेन देन में थोड़ी सी भी चूक साइबर अपराध के दरवाजे खोल सकती है. इसे देखते हुए राज्यों और केंद्र शासित प्रदेशों को साइबर अपराधों के खिलाफ एक साझा फ्रेमवर्क प्रदान करने के लिए 2018 में गृह मंत्रालय, भारत सरकार द्वारा भारतीय साइबर अपराध समन्वय केंद्र I4C की स्थापना की गई. I4C के तहत सभी प्रकार के साइबर अपराधों की रोकथाम, पता लगाने, जांच और अभियोजन के लिए 7 कार्य क्षेत्रों का गठन किया गया. नेशनल साइबर क्राइम रिपोर्टिंग पोर्टल cybercrime.gov.in सभी तरह के साइबर अपराधों की 24 घंटे ऑनलाइन शिकायत दर्ज कराने की सुविधा प्रदान करता है. राष्ट्रीय हेल्पलाइन नंबर 1930 और इसका रिपोर्टिंग प्लेटफॉर्म सिटीजन फाइनेंशियल साइबर फ्रॉड रिपोर्टिंग एंड मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम शुरू किया गया, जिसमें साइबर वित्तीय धोखाधड़ी में ठगी के शिकार व्यक्तियों के नुकसान को रोकने के लिए त्वरित ऑनलाइन रिपोर्ट दर्ज की जा सकती है. सभी राज्यों, केंद्र शासित प्रदेशों को शामिल करके कुल 7 ज्वाइंट साइबर क्राइम कोऑर्डिनेशन टीम्स का गठन करके साइबर अपराध मामलों पर अंतर्राज्यीय समन्वय के लिए प्लेटफॉर्म प्रदान किया गया है. साइबर फोरेंसिक सहायता प्रदान करने के उद्देश्य से गृह मंत्रालय द्वारा I4C के अंतर्गत द्वारका, नई दिल्ली में एक अत्याधुनिक राष्ट्रीय साइबर फोरेंसिक प्रयोगशाला NCFL की स्थापना की गई है. पुलिस अधिकारियों में क्षमता निर्माण के उद्देश्य से राष्ट्रीय साइबर अपराध प्रशिक्षण केंद्र NCTC द्वारा साइट्रेन पोर्टल भी विकसित किया गया है. साइबर अपराध के क्षेत्र में अनुसंधान और विकास के लिए विभिन्न संस्थानों के साथ भागीदारी करने के उद्देश्य से राष्ट्रीय साइबर अपराध अनुसंधान और नवाचार केंद्र NCERT का गठन किया गया. नेशनल साइबर क्राइम थ्रेट एनालिटिकल यूनिट के तहत समय समय पर साइबर अपराध प्रवृत्तियों, कार्य प्रणाली और साइबर अपराधों की रोकथाम पर परामर्श जारी किए जाते हैं। नेशनल साइबर क्राइम इकोसिस्टम मैनेजमेंट यूनिट NCEMU में साइबर अपराधों से निपटने के लिए सरकार, उद्यमियों, शिक्षाविदों और अन्य हितधारकों के बीच नियमित परामर्श और सामंजस्य स्थापित किया जा रहा है। I4C अपने सोशल मीडिया हैंडल साइबर दोस्त के माध्यम से साइबर विषय पर शिक्षित कर रहा है। रहे, जागरूकता ही साइबर अपराधों से बचाव है। सतर्क रहें, सुरक्षित रहें।
Thank you. This is a short brief about I4C, what we are doing at Ministry of Home Affairs. This is actually in coordination with all state law enforcement agencies, central law enforcement agencies, and not only the law enforcement agencies, it is also in coordination with academia, schools, colleges, universities, and other ministries also. So coming to a few facts about the cybercrime incidents that were reported in the country, you can just see the graph that was displayed on the PPT. There is a huge increase in number of cybercrime reported in the last 5 years. As per the Crime India report of NCERT, recently released by NCERT, there is around 143% of the increase in cybercrime cases reported in the country. So this is the fact that where NCERT has shared the data that around 143% of the cybercrime complaints reported. But we have seen the National Cybercrime Reporting Portal also, where we have seen around 13 lakh of complaints were reported on different cybercrime issues. So that is one part where the facility has been provided by I4C, where an individual can report any type of cybercrime, whether it is actionable or not actionable also. You can report information in that portal also. So that's where the number has come up very high. And we may expect, as of now, around 2,500 complaints per day we are receiving, and we may expect it to 3,000 to 3,500 in the coming few months itself. So this is the gravity of the cybercrime that is happening in the country. So this is the vision, and these are the components which were established under I4C due to the gaps that were identified by the expert panels. So every component we have seen in a short, but few initiatives I want to discuss from this platform, ma'am. Those are the initiatives that are very relevant to a common citizen and to a school teacher or a student. This is a national helpline number, that is 1930. So 1930 is very active. Coming to the basic of this, previously there was no coordination between the law enforcement agency or a bank or an intermediary to come together in a same platform. So this is a attempt of I4C. In the last year, we have come up with a coordination between the law enforcement agencies, that's police, bank officials, banks, various banks, and the intermediaries also, the financial intermediaries, and other wallets and merchants also. So these platform that created so that if any online financial fraud is being happened or have been noticed, so one may call 1930 helpline number that is being operated by the state level police. That has a call center in the state level. So they will register a complaint, and that complaint will be simultaneously alerted to the banks of that respective account. So you may say that for X bank has your account. So if you say that Y bank, if there is an attempt of fraud, so you may call 1930 and you may alert the officials. So that what the bank will do at the back end, they will at least stop. It will freeze that amount so that the fraudster may not take the amount. So I request everyone to note this 1930 number and to make as popular as much in your families and your schools. You may display this number as a helpline. This is a national helpline number, so that at least there are chances of saving your hard-earned money if you are reported within like half an hour to 1 hour of that instance. As of now, as on date, we have saved around 130 crore in the last 1 year. The another initiative is Cyber Volunteer. So Cyber Volunteer is a concept like what Bera sir was said, and ma'am and Sarita ma'am was also saying the same thing. Not only the police or the law enforcement agencies work to bring the cyberspace very clean. It is a responsibility of every common citizen. I mean, say like every parent, every school children even. So for that, this facility has come up, that is Cyber Volunteer. You may come as a part of Cyber Volunteer. you can enroll in the cyber volunteer platform, so that the police in the back end, the state police will verify your credentials and they will accept as a cyber volunteer, so that you have a facility. So you may report information which is against 269A of IT Act, or any other information that may help the law enforcement agencies. So from these also, I foresee, or the MHA will get a lot of information, so that we alert state polices or the central agencies to take care of such type of frauds that are going to happen in certain hotspots. This is a national cybercrime reporting portal. As I initially said, that if there is any crime happened, you can anonymously, or you can mention your details, you can report a cybercrime. If this has come majorly for the focus on women and children cases. If there is any women and children case which you may not reveal your information, you may report it National Cybercrime Reporting Portal anonymously. And this has another concept. There is other cyber frauds that can be reported. That is like online financial frauds or social media frauds that can be reported on this National Cybercrime Reporting Portal from anywhere in the country. So this doesn't require you to go for the police station and to register a complaint there, waiting for the officials to come. Or like, this is a platform you can sit inside your room and you can register a complaint, and you will be getting all the notification whether your complaint has been converted to FIR or not, and what is the action that is being taken on that complaint. That will be given through your email or your mobile SMS. The website is www.cybercrime.gov.in. As on date, more than 13 lakhs of cybercrime complaints were reported. I just want, I request everyone, the online viewers and the guests who are sitting here also, please note this website, www.cybercrime.gov.in, and national helpline number, that is 1930. And I4C is very active in creating awareness also. There is a component, that is National Cybercrime Ecosystem and Management Unit, that is mainly focusing on coordination with all the agencies, and it is helpful in creating the awareness, and awareness in the sense of capacity building, awareness in the sense of reaching to the grassroots level. We may say this, like, the content is important or the communication is important. If we say that, in my opinion, ma'am, it is the communication, not the content. So we are saying more about cyber frauds and cyber crimes that are happening in the country. So how the grassroots level, the village part, will get aware of this concept? They don't know what is cyber crime, but they are the victim of the cyber frauds. So we initiated the Cyber Jagrukta Divas for the school students, and we have initiated the program in the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, where we have told the state, we have requested states and UTs to go to the grassroots level and show some nukkad nataks or some rallies inside the village, so that at least they will be get to know that there is a national toll-free number 1930. If they get any call or if they get any suspicious number, they can alert the police officials. And DOT and MIT is very close in with coordination with MHA in helping this curtailing of cyber crimes also. I would like to thank MIT and DOT from this platform, because the suspected numbers that were reported from the cybercrime from the citizens that are being blocked. So this is a good facility that has been provided through NCERT. We have given the backend access to the DOT. When the complaint is registered and then FIR is converted, the DOT will take action accordingly. So this is a good thing, that if we get to know one number is very fraudulent in nature, suspicious, so one can report at this portal so that that number can be blocked. So coming to the awareness, we have social media handle, that is Cyber Dost. We have almost in all the platform. So I request everyone to follow Cyber Dost, which gives cyber tips day by day. That is mainly the modus operandi of the new trends. So it is very essential to everyone to know what sort of modus operandi that is going on. So in the previous days, the same, like you have heard about the Jamtara and the Mewat regions. So that is also there. The fraudster will call from a number and he will say that your OTP, your bank account has been expired. So for renewal, you need to share an OTP. This is always there. but that modus operandi is old, and again it is existing, but there are other more new modus operandis that are coming to existence. So following this cyber dose is crucial because of to know the new modus operandis that are being going on. These are the social media handles, cyber those social media handles, and we are active on awareing school students and teachers and law enforcement agencies through our journals or through our magazines. Very basic magazines also we have been covered for the students or the schools. What are the do's and don'ts that can be taken care? We conduct regular conferences and seminars with all the bank officials of the banks or CISOs of the companies or the ministries or the other departments who are of the stakeholders who are fighting against curtailing of the cyber crimes. This is the last. I'll come to the topic where we said that the positive digital footprints. So everyone says about the negative digital footprints. I don't want to add much more on this because all the speakers have told all the things of this positive digital footprints. So I'll say only one example. So there is a social media, there is a platform that is called LinkedIn. One of the students who follows LinkedIn, he's searching for a job, and he follows few guys on the LinkedIn, and he always posts positive attempts. He always share his knowledge in through the LinkedIn, or he always eager to share the videos on that platform. So there is a recruiter agency. They have seen that guy who is very active and positively approaching all those guys who is in the field of cyber or some other thing. So they have hired him. So this is a small example that the positive footprints or the positive cyber hygiene you have shown on the space that are being observed by few of the guys, you may not be knowing it. So it is always better that cyber hygiene and cyber positive footprints are very essential to take care of your career also. As I'm speaking to your students or to teachers, so it is very beneficial that you always post a positive contents on the social media platforms rather than the negative. I may say that negative is also in one of the way. It is also helpful, but that is up to the person how it is helpful for them. But the positive has a good advantage that can give a good approach and a good career level as for the student. So these are the few positive and negative aspects that to be taken care. And we always share that don't share your OTPs and don't share your personal information on the social media. Once it is there, we cannot say that it has been deleted. So everyone is tracking, or some people are there who are your well-wishers or not. They are always tracking your movements. So why to close all your personal information on the social media? It is better you should have some privacy. And every platform or every space that has privacy controls, if you say for an email or if you say for an account, a bank account, there are certain settings inside that you can save that settings and you can change the settings so that you can label certain privacy limitations. For example, if fraudster can attempt through your bank account, if you have set out that bank account settings, it can, for example, if I say that the debit card transaction is for the limit of 10,000 per day. So if a fraudster attempts for 20,000, it is not possible for him. But if you have not set for that level, level of 10,000, then it is of your this thing. So you have to take care of all the privacy settings on the social media platforms, not only social media platforms, on the financial side also. So finally, in my opinion, I prefer this, that prevention is better than cure. And the only thing that we can save from our cyber frauds is cyber hygiene and awareness. If you are aware and you are cyber hygiene, you are in a pace of control mode so that no one can cheat you very easily. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Kandle Gautam ji, Deputy Commandant I4C, for highlighting so many issues and rightly mentioned that the prevention is better than cure. Given the hike in cyber crimes, which is 143% already. So maybe in coming years, it may be much more. Before I invite the superwoman in cyber law, Dr. Karnika Sethji, I request Madam Chairperson to quickly make a comment. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Gautam. This was a wonderful way of getting people to wake up and understand the impact of technology in our lives. I have a few announcements that I wanted really to place before you all, so that you are able to, engage with METI, I4C, Dr. Seth, and our expert there. One, when we talk about teachers coming into fore here, METI, with its research arm, Center for Development of Advanced Computing, has been holding a lot of capacity building training and workshops regularly. So we do have these 3-day direct and 2-day indirect training programs for the NCERT. This is in collaboration with NCERT. I really want all of you to really avail this opportunity that you all get. At least get 2 or 4 teachers in your organization to go through this, and then they become the master trainers, and they can then conduct it for the entire faculty of their organization. So that's one thing that I really wanted you all to kindly avail of. Then we're also talking about introducing cybersecurity in your curriculum and your syllabus. Now we understand cybersecurity, but you understand that you have a certain time limit, and the way you will introduce the aspect of cybersecurity amongst your children. So that is where we will want you all to look at the content provided by us for cybersecurity for class 3rd to class 12. So if you have not yet seen it, I would really want all of you to kindly look into it and get back to us. You can provide your feedback, and Dr. Bera, NCERT is our partner in this activity. So you will be able to really help us improve the quality of content, and also many times create much better digital content than we have created. So that's one. The third that I really wanted you all to know is that I have already been mentioning about cyber ethics. We have some content from class 9th onwards. And that's another thing that I will want all of you to really look into, because all of this is in partnership of Center for Development of Advanced Computing, especially the Hyderabad Center, along with the NCERT. And therefore, you have to actually get up and ask for it. You really should want to look at what these are. We're talking about multimedia content. And until now, only 42 programs have been conducted, but we have been able to, cover 1,24,086 teachers from state board schools, from the CBSE schools, the Kendriya Vidyalayas, and the Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya. So we've not left any school or any institution for that matter untouched. And at least 2 teachers from these schools have been covered by us. And we expect that these teachers then become the master trainers and extend the same training to the entire organization. So that's one. We have given 13 modules of e-learning content, 50 hours of self-learning, which is available to you. The reason why I walked in now and wanted to share this now, that I may have to leave a little early. I intended to share this in the end, but I'll have to do it now because I'll have to rush for the other meeting. So I'm just trying to bring in. What is cyber hygiene? You heard the term cyber hygiene from 3 of us, Dr. Behra, me, and our friend from I4C. What really do you understand by hygiene, especially cyber hygiene? Everybody covered it. My friend from UNESCO also covered it. Cyber hygiene is how you're going to use a digital medium to share information about you. And there will be a rule that you need to set, and you will have to tell this to the teacher. You have to create this kind of a small format as to what, how, when, and what not. So you have the power of, removing the content. Not really, right? But today technology allows you to have disappearing content facility available with the technology. So you can set that, and you can have content be lost. And of course, we are talking about a lot of micro courses. and also developing a framework. When we develop this framework, I will request Dr. Behra to kindly include some of these experts. They are our experts in this line, sir, and we will want them on board to be really able to design the right curriculum and the right model for the country. That said, one more aspect I wanted to really bring forth again from all of you. I will now request Dr. Seth to enlighten us with where really the law is walking hand in hand with you, and where really the children, the parents do not even know that they are going against the law. Some of these issues is what you will really bring in, I'm sure, and get you all to realize that your responsibility is way beyond that of the parents, because they hand over the children to you for 8 hours or so, and you are the people who really impact their minds much more than the parents, because ma'am ne kaha tha ya sir ne kaha tha comes up as a response to the parents many a times. So we really want you to note these, and another team of my ministry will actually be engaging with you all in this activity. So thank you for that. Dr. Seth, may I request you to please come in and enlighten everybody.
Yeah, thank you very much, ma'am, for highlighting some of the work of Mighty and how all of us can be associated. And thanks for your closing remark as well. With these words, I would like to invite Dr. Anand Prabhuji to please come high and go for the presentation. And we request to please restrict it in 10 minutes. At 8 minutes, we'll give a budget so that we can close next 2 minutes. Thank you, Anand.
Thank you very much, sir. And thank you, Tulika ma'am. Thank you, Gautam ji. And sorry, ma'am, for taking it, because I have a flight at 3, so I'll have to rush now. Anyways, can you please put the first slide? First slide. Okay. So today we're going to talk about positive digital footprints, and the disclaimer here is do not try anything that I'm going to tell over here, because cybercrime is cyber safety also is in such a way, it's a double-edged sword. So what looks very interesting can also be a crime. Now, this was one ad that I saw that Google is hiring and you need not apply because they know that you are interested to apply. So this is what digital footprints is actually about. Can anybody tell me here, are you facing the same problem that I am facing? If I keep my phone in my pocket, I feel that it is ringing. I feel I've got a notification. How many of you have this psychotic problem? Please raise your hands. It's a psychotic problem because your brain is making you understand that some signals are coming from the external world when actually nothing is happening. And we call this as the phantom vibration syndrome. And this is what most of us are facing. Not going to talk about how much of data is there on the internet right now, but all of us are having a lot of digital devices with us. Isn't it so? So it can be your smartphone, your smartwatch, it can be anything. And the number of internet-enabled devices are going to touch 21 billion very soon, 21 billion. So you can just imagine how much of digital footprints. For that matter, the other day, a couple broke off. The reason why is because when the boy, the girl saw that, the boy, when he went out for 3 days, she could see some activities on his smartwatch. And that is how the footprints that he had left. And she knew that he was cheating on him because the activities were showing at 4 o'clock early in the morning. And when she asked him, what were you doing? He said, I was doing Surya Namaskar. And that's where she knew that he was lying, in fact. So, and a lot of influencers these days we are seeing, right? Because the other day I saw somebody standing and putting a banana in his mouth, and then he put an ice there because it was showing that a lot of smoke comes out when you do that, right? In fact, nothing comes out. You just get sensitivity if you do something like that. Yeah. So a lot of students these days are getting inspired by these influencers, and 50 million influencers currently. 50 million influencers, big number over the internet. And we all have 3 types of masks that we wear, all of us, right? So the first one is what we show the world. Now, what you're seeing is that mask that I'm wearing. The second one is the one that I wear when I'm with my close friends, with the near ones. And the last one is what we don't show anybody. And that is the most dangerous mask, the red one, because what activities we do on the internet is the one with the red mask, in fact, because we think that that is what nobody gets to know. We are incognito. Nobody I can erase the traces. I cannot leave any footprints. Absolutely wrong. How many of you have seen this? When I saw these flowers, I remembered this dialogue. "Main flower nahi fire hu." I don't know. Huh? So this is what Pushpa, you've seen that UA grading, right? For the censor board has given UA for this movie. Similarly, all the apps also have got ratings. How many of you knew this? There's something called as ESRB ratings, which stands for Entertainment Software Rating Board. And these are the ratings. If you go to your Google Play or App Store, you will see that whenever you see an app, it'll have a rating. Unfortunately, the students from school, colleges, they use apps which are beyond their age. And this is where we see them doing negative things, obviously, right? So you give them something that they're not supposed to use. They use it. That is why Google Family Link comes into use, wherein you can install that app on the phones of these children and put the age there so that they can only access the apps that are suitable for their age and not anything else. And as Behra sir rightly said, even Tulika ma'am was talking about, we click, click, click. So I request you to go to his website, click, 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 dot click. Yeah, there's a website. Please go to this, click, 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 dot click, and you'll be shocked to see how much of data you're actually giving out. Also, Behra sir was telling that we click without even knowing what it is, right? He's right. See, when we install an app, we don't see what it is. And there's this website called Terms of Service Dintry, tosdr.org. Go to this site. You'll be shocked to see Facebook is graded E, where it can read the messages what you send to somebody else. The service reads your private messages. Deleted content is not really deleted. And also it reads what the browser history of your, what you have done last night, what you've browsed last night. So the joke here, a little adult joke I'm going to share. There was a small boy who was standing next to Mark Zuckerberg, and he tells Mark, I was told that, my father told that you are spying on us, you are snooping on us, you're reading whatever we are sending. And you know what Mark says? Mark says, my dear boy, he's not your father. Anyways, so... Okay, and also children use these apps which are vaults, where they think that they can store the data safely. Not at all. These are the most dangerous apps that you can use, where we think that these are vaults, we can store our personal files. No, all the files that you store here get stored in the cloud, and that is where it can be misused. And whatever you have deleted, you can get it back. Just install this app called NotiSave, and the footprints are there, right? So data is the new oil, and these are the new oil companies, and a lot of data, the footprints we leave behind. And I request all of you to please search for yourself on Google for once, and you'll understand whether you're a victim of doxing or not. Because your private information, when it gets public, it's called doxing. And search for yourself, you'll be shocked to see. And that is why US currently asks for your social media handles when you are applying for a visa. Also, the companies ask for social media handles because they want to see what footprints you have left. And if I ask a boy, you like Sachin or Messi, I need not wait for his answer. Trust me, I need not wait for his answer, because University of Cambridge has done a research called Apply Magic Sauce. If you supply all the footprints from Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, it knows what your choice is going to be. And that is how Amazon tells which are the products you're interested in. YouTube tells which are the videos you may be liking, and so on and so forth. So to know what you're leaking when it comes to social media, you can just check Cover Your Tracks, and your browser will tell how much of data is getting leaked. So there are footprints which are active, which we leak, and the passive, which we do not know, like the IP addresses, the browser history, and so on and so forth. You can go to the PPT, and to end, this is my picture. Can anybody tell me where was this clicked? Not my bedroom. Where was this clicked? If you want to know where it was clicked, all you need to do is just put it in this website called pick2map.com, and it'll tell you where exactly it was clicked, because it is leaving footprints. So these are the footprints that it has left: the GPS location, the camera which was used, and where it was clicked, whether the flash was on, whether I've used an app to cover the pimple that I have on my face, or acne, if I have to use a word, the right word, right? So all these things, this is how it is. And also remember that once posted, always posted. You put something, you don't believe in all that which says one-time view, photo bomb, and all that. Nothing. There is nothing like that. You post once, it is forever. And you'll be shocked to see that not just on the surface web, the data can also be in the deep web as well as the dark web, because the internet, what we see on the social media and the Google, it's just the surface web, the clear net. There is also the deep and the dark web there. So be careful about your digital footprints. And I'm Dr. Anand Prabhuji, and I was inspired by Modi ji's Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. And that is why in 2017, we launched this project called as Cyber Safe Girl. I think some of you have read that book. This month, we are coming out with the version 5 of it, which has got 50 different cyber crimes, how to stay safe. It is in association with the Information Security Education and Awareness in the CDAC. So I request you to please visit www.cybersafegirl.com, download the ebook, share it with everybody and anybody you know. Thank you very much. God bless. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much. Absolutely mesmerizing. And you put before us many data which will open our eyes certainly. And we will be informing our other colleagues also. So thank you very much indeed, Anandji. So with these words, I invite now Madam Dr. Karnika Seth to please go ahead with the presentation. Thank you, ma'am.
It's always been a pleasure to address NCERT and seminars and the awareness initiatives that NCERT does from time to time. And I congratulate yet again the Ministry of Education, NCERT today on this very important Shikshak Parv, which is 2022. And I think it goes without saying that the fact is that Guru's position in our Indian society and Indian ethos has been paramount. It's the first position. And I must say that your contribution to development of the children in this country who will be leading the country in the next few years is something that is really creditable. What efforts you put in will really create the tomorrow's India. And we are looking forward to India, in 2047. And we are also looking at the vision. And that's the reason why we are preparing right away. And we are already doing so, but with greater vigor and force. So today, I want to take you through, the aspect of digital, I would say, footprint, and how in India, we are trying to, create more positive influence among, education sector, or the schools and the teachers, the parents who are working on this online cyber safety as a team. We are all actually going to be a multi-stakeholder approach, because we can't live in silos. And I see a greater coordination among all the ministries of the government. I'm very glad to be associated with, a couple of these ministries here. And it's a matter of great pride, the way we are, giving the importance to this subject, because it really deserves to be. Now, beginning with this, the way the kids are using internet, I think it goes without saying that most of the children have mobile phones today. And 38%, is a figure of 10-year-olds on social media. So they're children who are even below 13, sometimes they even have social media accounts, and we know the repercussions. So I want to emphasize on mindful and responsible use of internet rather than abuse or being a target or a victim of internet and technologies. We are talking about AI, we are talking about metaverse. Children are doing gaming. They're already into cryptos. They already know what's happening in Bitcoins, and they are well aware of what our generations used to be earlier. So with this setting, we are going to be prepared to deal with the crimes which are also happening on the internet, the threats. And that's what we talk about. When we talk about internet, we talk about these days about trolling, about sexting, about child pornography, which we are trying to block and curb. There are very leading judgments, landmark judgments by the Honorable Supreme Court also in it. You must have read a lot about the Kamleshwar Swamy case, the Justice K.S. Puttaswamy case on privacy, fundamental right of privacy, and we're talking about Prachola case. And there's so many other important decisions which are being held by the apex court in the country. And the law is going to protect protect the development of ICT in the country. The law is going to be, I would say, giving the right kind of framework and the protection for enforcement also. We are gearing up towards it very strongly. The regulatory regime is changing. I4C is working on it. The Ministry of IT is working on it. The policy framework is changing, and very soon we will have a new law of, I would say, privacy and personal data protection also in the country. So we will be grappling with these issues with greater force and vigor in this regard. Now, India, we all understand needs a lot of input, not only from policy side, but also from the training and enforcement. And programs like these and master training sessions are really important. And we at State Associates, it's a law firm that I head, and there we've done a lot in terms of awareness, and not only with international organizations like UNICEF or UNESCO on creating cyber safety measures and initiatives and workshops, but also creating legal toolkits. Like with NCPCR, for instance, we have done a legal handbook as well on creating awareness and investigating of these child pornography or other children-related crimes, which you can find very helpful. Then there have been reforms, on international level. So working on, giving inputs on the UN Convention on Cybercrime, even at the international level. And with Indian, I would say, national, the organizations or the government ministries, we help with policy frameworks and also awareness activities. Now, with educational institutions, we've done quite a lot of workshops spreading across 14, 15 states, and there also online and offline, particularly during pandemic, there have been scores of workshops which have helped emphasize on various areas of cybercrime and cyber law and cyber security in particular. And that has cyber empowered the teachers, the community of parents, and also children. So that's a separate division which we had to create because of the importance of this subject, empowering minds. So we've created an organization called FIRE, where we're doing all these initiatives, particularly for school and training of the law enforcement, including judges and the police officers. So here we have various programs which we conducted. One was protection of children, and the other, cyber law enforcement, legal enforcement training programs, where we particularly look at the legal aspects as well. Apart from making the children aware of what are the kinds of threats online, we prepare them to understand what is the gray area. When your action becomes abusive, for example, if you have to express your opinion on a subject, you can very well do that. But if you're abusive, there you're crossing the line and it becomes illegal. So what is legal, what is illegal is something that we explain, and the kinds of, different case studies are brought about during that discussion. And for example, creating of fake profiles, creating of fake profiles with a view to hurt somebody or to harass someone is illegal. So these things sometimes children do out of mischief without realizing that this is actually ending up in a crime, and we deal with those cases. There are sextortion cases, there are revenge porn cases happening in the country, and children are not aware this is actually illegal. They were just playing a prank. There is rumor mongering, there is happy slapping, there are these new terms which we all see on internet, and that's because social media is being actually used sometimes for these unlawful activities, and children don't realize the gravity of these acts. And that's exactly what we try to tell them, that this is something which you shouldn't be doing. Bullying is yet another issue we are all dealing with on a day-to-day basis. So there is a lot of interesting material online, but what we have created is, there was a book I wrote on protection of children on the internet, where we've created a glossary of terms. What are the basic terms that we see in the cyber jargon? And we explain those terms. And there have been some good, interesting portraits and pictures and infographics in this same book. And then we also explain, through these mechanisms or otherwise through our talk on what is, POCSO law, what is IT Act, and what are the main provisions under IT Act. Identity theft, you have so many other, cheating by personation, hacking. Then we have publishing of pornographic content online, and various other issues. Then they have questions on blocking. How do we block illegal content? In the country we have the right to be forgotten also now. as a jurisprudence, it's developing. So there's a lot happening, and how to remove negative footprint and how to handle positive footprint. Not many realize there is a concept of zero FIR in the country. So if you actually file a complaint anonymously also on cybercrime.gov.in, you can actually do that from any corner of India. And once you registered it, you will have an FIR and then investigation will follow. Not many people are aware of the same. So we have a good, robust system of, cyber ecosystem in the country. There are criminal courts handling criminal matters. There is civil courts handling defamation or other matters where compensation is being granted. Restraining orders have been, laid. So there's lots of interesting, I would say, provisions in law which actually come to the aid of any targeted person. So as far as our legislative framework is concerned, depending on what the case is, we really use the legislative framework and the acts concerned. I've already touched on the basic provisions but of the IT Act, but POCSO in particular, cases against sexual harassment, cases which involve storage of pornographic material or creation of pornographic material, publishing the same, all fall under POCSO. And it's again a punishable offense. In the IT Act, we have up to 3 years of imprisonment and fine or more, and even POCSO has a similar punishment given therein. Electronic evidence. Yet another thing which comes about is, are these messages, posts, WhatsApp or other posts which people put, is it producible in the court of law? You can produce the same. Even emails, even messages, even posts. So this is electronic evidence. We always cover these issues. Apart from the best practices, obviously, as we understand, prevention is better than cure. So we tell them about what are the best practices of cyber safety. And different digital empowerment initiatives have been taken by us from time to time. As I said, we do have these workshops and trainings for various law enforcement organizations, including CBI, NIA or others. And at the NCERT level also, we've been happy to conduct some sessions earlier. We've worked with the NASCOM Foundation and NIPSID and UNESCO, ICMEC Plan, and so many other organizations which are doing wonderful work on cyber safety. And with MIghty, of course, we've been involved. I've been involved very closely. And I think there is a lot to be done in this sphere yet. When we drafted courses for, say, UGC or IGNOU or others, we realized the need for this area, both in terms of awareness, in terms of reading material, as well as teaching and creating these training programs is something that we must focus on, because that's the way we can lead forward this whole empowerment move. There have been some glimpses I'm trying to share of the various sessions we've conducted with various organizations. You can have a look at that. And there have been youth parliaments, there have been policy measures, there have been seminars, even with NGOs for that matter, and various posters, handbooks, and toolkits like you can see online. They have been circulated, more than 15-20 books also online. They're available. Most of them are also downloadable for free on our websites and resources. And you will have another, YouTube channel also called Cyber Law India, where the various sessions which are recorded can also be looked into. So with this, I think there have been lots of initiatives, yet there's a lot to be done, as we all understand. And our idea is to spread the cyber moment and partner with you all in this whole mission, because it's something that requires a coordinated approach. So I'm glad that we are all under one umbrella today, celebrating Shiksha Parv, which is of 2022, and all representatives from NCERT, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Home, MIghty, of course, and UNESCO, UNICEF. I think I can see a lot of colleagues both off dais and on the dais, and I'm happy to be a part of this whole initiative and stand committed to this cause more than ever. And my passion in this area actually led me to do a PhD in this area of online child protection. And it's something that I've been very, very, interested in. Apart from the law practice that we always do, the legal frameworks which we create, the awareness trainings that we give are just important areas. I would say spokes in the main wheel that we are creating, in the country. So whatever way we can all contribute, I think we should understand that we need to create a whole ecosystem, which can come only through a very concerted effort on everybody's part. Because your role as a teacher doesn't end by just teaching the subject. As we all understand cyber hygiene, understanding the psychology of the child, promoting mindful and responsible use of technology is not only a duty which a parent needs to shoulder in today's times, but also in the today's AI and future law times, we as teachers or educators, be it wherever we are teaching, whether it's children or even other professionals, it becomes very, very important. It will play a pivotal role in the progress of the country. And with these words, I congratulate everyone sitting here today amongst us and watching this program on the wonderful contributions they all make. And thank you so much for listening. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, ma'am, Dr. Karnika Sethji, for highlighting the legal aspects and also telling us, informing us rather many initiatives, including POCSO and Cyberbullying Act and all, and especially the legal frame of the whole cyber safety and security gamut, and how it can create a positive vibe in the digital world through our conscious decision and through informed choices as well. So thanks a lot once again. And I thank all the dignitaries on the dais. We have 3 more speakers, the teachers. So I thank the chairperson, madam also, Madam Tulika Pandeji, for chairing the session. Since she is having a meeting, she will be departing. So I invite all the 3 people, Madam Suma Paul, Madam Chandni ji, and Madam Garg, to please come on the dais. And yeah, we would like to say something. Yeah, we can take it. You can come also, join us. Slightly come to the right. Thank you. Thanks for gracing the occasion. Thank you.
I want to once again invite you all for one more last thing. So way back in 2004, we in MeitY, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, talked about bringing technology into schools. So we had the Computer Excellence Awards. I do not know how many of you are aware of that. And that is where I started to examine as to how you all will include computers in your education system. And the second thing, we held it for 3 continuous years. First year, we examined whether you had the right infrastructure in this education system, whether the schools had enough number of computers in your labs, whether you had the right computer teachers, and whether you had the right, systems manager within the school. Second year, what we tried to do was to understand whether you use the education system, whether you use the your computers appropriately within the teaching. So whether the teachers used computers within the class training teaching interval, whether that was possible, and whether an 8-minute, 10-minute intervention within the 40 minutes was possible or not. And we did a assessment of that, and we ordered the schools which had performed very well. In the third year, we started to talk about, are you really engaging this technology to communicate with parents and teacher? Are you really engaging using this internet and computers to talk amongst each other? Are you really exchanging what you create in terms of digital learning sets amongst you all? So that was the third year, after which we handed over this awards program, which was given by the president himself to the schools did well. And this was state level and national level. And this was also a cash prize. Now comes the time when I want to once more approach each one of you to say, let's do a similar excellence in how you bring in cyber hygiene within the education system. And therefore, I will want you all to participate in that activity once again to create the right questionnaire. You all will have to join us along with NCERT to create the right questionnaire and then build this particular, assessment and future. And this will again, we will carry out, we will hand out awards. We will work this out along with MHRD and NCERT in the lead. And I'll be happy if, Ministry of Electronics, we will try and help out wherever we're required. But this is the next thing where this is what is required, the need of the day. And I want you all to really work towards creating that once again for the nation. We give it a good name. We may call it, the Cyber Hygiene Excellence Awards, or the Safe Cyber Use Awards. I will not even talk of the nomenclature. It has to come from you all. But this is the next participation. I will once again, on behalf of the Government of India, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, put forth to MHRD, our sister concern, and to the NCERT to now lead. So once again, leaving you all with another thought, kindly get into this discussion and, help us to really, bring cyber hygiene as a general nomenclature to the country through the children, because they are our best teachers. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I'll have to leave early today, but I will be happy to engage with you all in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Madam, indeed, for sparing your valuable time with us in spite of all your busy schedule. So we once again thank you for your kind gestures. So thank you. So let us give her a big hand for joining us. Thank you.
Even a small hand is good enough, but give your hand for sure.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, ma'am. So I have already introduced the teachers. They are really celebrity teachers, I must say, National ICT Awardee and National Awardee teachers. And without taking much time, because we are already behind schedule, so we will start the presentation, and we'll start from Madam Suma Paul, who is the principal of Assisi School in Kochi. To please, Madam, go ahead. Yeah, we'll have 10 minutes, and I request all of you, if you can reduce repetition. If somebody has already covered the concept, so maybe we can skip that and have a different concept dealt. Yeah, your remote is. Thanks.
So namaste to one and all. During peak traffic hours, we can be a chauffeur. You can either be a chauffeur who would follow all the traffic guidelines and respect the fellow commuters and reach the destination safely. Or you can be the chauffeur who drives hayway, creates accidents, and creates problems for the fellow commuters and creates issues for everyone on the road. So it is you who have to decide what type of chauffeur you have to be. I would like to equate the cyber world exactly to this scenario which I depicted now. To make our students follow the ethos on the cyber world, our school has conducted a number of programs. I would like to zoom into these programs one by one. Yeah. Yes. So before the onset of the online lessons, I had shared the net etiquettes with all the students through the various class groups. This is to make them accountable for any of the issues which will creep in during the online lessons. This actually helped us to curb many of the issues that would have happened on the online platform. But in spite of that, we had issues, and there were few cases which we had to refer to the cyber cell. But fortunately, it was not the mistake of the students. It was either hacking of their account or hacking of their gadgets. So as we progressed, the issues exacerbated, and we had robbed in different eminent persons to take sessions for the teachers, students, and for the parents. And the first of those was by K. Sanjay Kumar, who was the police commissioner of Trivandrum City. He had vast experience of dealing with cyber cases, and he shared his experiences with the students and the parents, which made them understand the gravity of the situation. So he is also an active member of the Kerala Cyber Dome. So he had dealt with various issues on the cyber world, and he shared those with the students. So that made them alert on the cyber world, that made them vigilant not to get into any of those issues. And in the coming months, we had an advocate, Advocate Prem Kamath, who was practicing in the Kerala High Court to deal with the cyber laws. So it was an eye-opener for the parents because they were unaware about the repercussions of involving in cybercrime. So he made the parents, teachers, and the students aware about the various repercussions that would happen in case if their ward involves with the cybercrime. He also sensitized them about the juvenile court and other things, which again curbed from students involving in issues related to cybercrime. Now, in the month of October, we observed the National Cybersecurity Awareness. And as part of that, the whole month, the different classes conducts various, during the assemblies, they conduct various programs, skits, role play, presentations to sensitize the students about how to behave properly on the online platform. We also conducted poster making competitions. And for the higher classes, we had conducted seminars. These are the posters created by the students. The NGO called Help Hen, they conducted a seminar on digital well-being. The resource person, Dr. Evangeline from Vellore Institute of Technology, after dealing with the digital well-being etiquettes, she also dealt with the issues that we normally come across on the cyber world, like how one has to be careful about the opinions which we post on the cyber world. You should not be rude. You should not be posting derogatory remarks. Again, the obscene pictures and other things. And in fact, you have to be careful about whatever you forward. Unless and until something which you have not made, you should not be forwarding it. So that was again helpful to the students, parents, and teachers. Now, we belong to the Trikakara municipality and the police department. They conduct various awareness programs related to cybersecurity. And recently, they had conducted a program to sensitize the students of classes 8 upwards, and 2 cyber lawyers and the founders of the Cyber Suraksha Foundation. They dealt the session and they sensitize the children about not to click on the phishing links. Again, how they have to be on the online platform. In detail, they dealt with, and there was a question and answer session during which the children posted their questions. They come up with the questions which actually helped them, which actually helped us to understand what they are going through and what are the situations that the children are going through. And we could actually found it difficult to close the session. So in fact, we asked the children to post the messages as email to these resource persons. So this was a session which was conducted in the school. So there again, they asked the children to be, when they post their opinions, they have to respect others. Then again, regarding the how they have to be sensitized about the gender, about the religion and other things. And when you forward, as I said earlier, it should be only something which you have created, because we do not know what is behind it. So almost all the issues which we have heard today, they had talked, many of those they had discussed during that session to make the children aware about it. Because after each of these sessions, what we found that The children were unaware about many of these things. Not only children, even we adults are unaware about it. Whenever we see some positive messages, we immediately forward it without thinking about what are the repercussions of the same. Because some of those looks like normal ones, but behind there may be something else. So we have to be really careful when we post or when we forward all these. Now, the daily newspaper, the most popular daily newspaper in Kerala called Malayalam Manorama, they have a student organization called Balajana Sakhya, and in most of the schools they have their wings. So recently they inaugurated this year's activities in our school. So this year's theme for them is cyber etiquettes. So while speaking on the occasion, the main patron of that briefed the children about the various net etiquettes to be followed. And every month they organize programs roping in eminent people or expertise from the field of cybersecurity and awareness. So this was the inauguration of Balajana Sakhya, and the chief guest and the patron gave talks on cyber etiquettes. Now the Police Commissionerate of Kochi have formed the Cyber Security Club. Yes, sir. Have formed the Cyber Security Club, and all the principals of all the schools in Kochi city are members in that, and they have instructed us to form the Cyber Security Club in our school with coordinating teachers and students. And we have formed the Cyber Security Club. All the schools have formed the Cyber Security Club, and on September 15th, we have a session by eminent speakers for the student coordinators and the teacher coordinators, and they will be talking out the plan of action for the year. And our teachers got trained in various cyber safety measures through various courses offered on the Diksha platform by CIET NCERT and by the capacity building programs of Center of Excellence. And when we conduct live skill sessions, so every week we have one live skill session for each class. And during these sessions also, we impart cyber safety guidelines to students. So thank you, everyone. Once again, I thank CIT NCERT and the Government of India for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am Suma Paulji, for highlighting some of the major activities in the school for involving children to create and disseminate the concerns related to cyber safety and security. So with these words, I now invite Madam Mrs. Binita Garg. She is a national awardee teacher from Shahid Rajpal DAB Public School, Dayanand Vihar, Delhi. Ma'am Binita ji.
First of all, I would like to thank CIT NCERT for having me here. So without further ado, I will start because we have to finish in 10 minutes. So I am going to present here today the activities we are doing at our school to apprise all stakeholders and community at large on minimizing our digital footprints. As a computer science teacher, I realized that although the top topic, cybersecurity and cyber threats and security, is part of the curriculum, often students do not take this topic seriously and get victimized. The growing role of smartphones in India, and also 95% share of Android phones in India, and above all, my students' love for their gadgets. They all encouraged me to design an Android app on cybersecurity in 2015, which has an inbuilt vulnerability checker also. The app is available for free on Google Play Store, and it provides one-stop solution for all types of cyber threats. And users can check their vulnerability levels by answering certain questions, and the score they get gives them an idea of where their vulnerability to various cyber crimes. It acted as an eye-opener, and it actually helps students not only to understand their susceptibility of cyber threats, but also the content present in the app made them aware of how to stay safe online. The app was much appreciated by students and community at large, and we have 10K plus downloads. With time, we realized that teaching cyber well-being shouldn't only be a long list of do's and don'ts. Students love to tackle challenges that test their deduction skills and knowledge. This time to time, age appropriate, challenging tasks are assigned to students so as to make them aware of what to and what not to share online. We start this awareness program right from pre-primary classes because we all know that children of internet age, they learn to click even before they learn to crawl. And they become easy prey for praying eyes. So some of the activities have already been listed on the screen, and the activities they have been designed keeping in mind enhancing the researching and the ICT skills of students. Many of these activities have been collated here in the form of a website for mobilization of knowledge and resources created. Occasionally, Skype sessions are conducted with students and educators of other countries to discuss the type of challenges they are facing when they are online and what actually they are doing to mitigate them. These activities not only inspired students to learn the importance of being safe online, but they also leverage it to become mentors and resource creators. To integrate fun into learning, they designed games in Unity, Make Code Arcade, and Scratch. They created digital stories. They created online brochures, flip books, and Android apps also. My technocrats couldn't refrain themselves from translating their IT skills, and they created virtual reality experiences on cyber awareness. And it was a unique and unforgettable learning experience, I must say. Students with good kinesthetic intelligence, they wrote down plays and they gave presentations on stage. And you know, the play by nursery students on how to behave with online strangers was really amazing. The animated videos and movies on raising cyber awareness got so popular, and the students, they watched them repeatedly even at home and ultimately became informed digital citizens. As cyber attackers, they continue to exploit gaps and introduce new threats and vulnerabilities. Teachers, parents, and students must also equip themselves to save their data and their identity. In the wake of this, we formed a Cyber Warrior Club. And the basic aim of the club is to apprise all stakeholders of the increasing rate of cybercrime and the precautionary measures to safeguard themselves. You know, the pictures shared on the screen themselves reflect how students, they are actually playing significant role in sensitizing parents, teachers, students, and helping staff of our school. And as you can see in the picture, students thoroughly enjoyed the umbrella rally in which they took to the road to sensitize the members of local communities, shopkeepers, and nearby residents. To celebrate celebrate three major events annually: Cyber Jagrukta Divas, Cyber Awareness Month, and Safer Internet Day. As per the guidelines of Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India, we celebrate Cyber Jagrukta Divas on first Wednesday of every month. And during pandemic, special assemblies were held, and you know, cyber experts were invited: Mr. Rakshit Tandon, Ms. Mridula Singh from Next Schools, and Ms. Janice Varghese from Cyber Peace Foundation to apprise students of upcoming threats and ways to counter them. We also had a session with DITE Ganderbal, Jammu Kashmir, where around 40 schools from Jammu Kashmir were present. In the month of October is celebrated as Cyber Aware Month. Even during pandemic, we managed to successfully organize it. In the year 2021, although we were sitting at home, we designed posters, videos, and quizzes so that parents, teachers, and students, they could watch the video at home and solve the quizzes based on those videos thereafter. And now we are all set to celebrate this year's Cyber Awareness Month with as a grand show. Every year, Safer Internet Day is celebrated in the month of February with great enthusiasm. All the aspects of cybersecurity and safety, they are put forward in interesting and fun ways. Like in 2017, we presented a play on Internet Safer Day based on mythological characters. You know, the entire auditorium was filled with laughter when Moon Devta, he got so busy in surfing the net that he failed to appear on Karwa Chauth night. And in 2018, we presented a Nukkar Natak, and in 2019, we presented the concepts in the form of in the form of a rap song, which you have seen in the morning. So even after, the event, I found students humming the song, and that made my heart really full. Our exemplary work in the field of cyber awareness helped us won Digital Educator Challenge and E-Raksha Competition 2021. The success of our cybersecurity app and an exponential rise in cyber threats with the onset of pandemic actuated me to design another Android app, Cyber Shield, in the year 2020 with advanced features like in-depth knowledge of various cyber threats and how to mitigate them, cyber wellness, especially during COVID-19, and online reporting, etc. This app is made available in 3 font sizes for better readability of users of all ages. In order to improve retention and break the language barrier, I also designed an Android gaming app, Smart Netizens, in 8 Indian languages: Gujarati, Kannada, Malayalam, Marathi, Bengali, Telugu, Tamil, Hindi, besides English. And there are 2 games in the app: Secure Your Social Media Footprints and Secure Your Digital Devices. And both the games, you have to, arrange the set of statements as right and wrong statement within the time duration of 4 minutes. And now it's time to highlight some of the accomplishments of our schools and students. Owing to cyber awareness revolution in our school, we were awarded the Cyber Smart School status in the year 2021. And the certificate was awarded by Atal Innovation Mission in collaboration with WNS Care Foundation. We won the Global Cyber Challenge in 2017 and were felicitated at the 5th Global Conference on Cyberspace by none other than Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Modi ji. And I was shortlisted as Cybersecurity Woman of the Year 2020 by United Cybersecurity Alliance. I also co-authored a research paper titled SEL Infused Digital Citizenship and Ethics, which has been selected as the best research paper in the category Cyber Ethics by India Internet Governance Forums in collaboration with MeToo. I got a chance to present my views on basic cyber awareness on Fever F04 104 FM with RJ Rahul Makin, and the show was aired on 2nd of February 2019 from 10 to 12 a.m. Our students won Silver Star Award in the GVC contest, and they made a website on cyber awareness in collaboration with St. Paul Lutheran School, USA. Our students also created cyber awareness video, which won the first prize at national level Cyber Suraksha competition, which is organized by in collaboration with Cyber Peace Foundation. And last but not the least, our rap song Cyber Suraksha Anthem was the first prize at Cyber Suraksha competition organized by NCERT in collaboration with Cyber Peace Foundation. And we were also invited to give a live performance at UNESCO office in Delhi. So in the last slide, I just want to say the activities which we are organizing, they are just the beginning. Yes, just the tip of the iceberg. Staying protected in today's digital era requires a shift in the mindset, shift in our way of thinking. We must all consider the types of data we are sharing and with whom we are sharing it. And only then we can better manage our digital footprints and reduce the amount of data which is lying online. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vinita ji, for highlighting many of your work, including the cyber safety security app and many activities of the school, which has given laurel to the school and to the students and to the teaching fraternity. Once again, thanks for sharing. And we have the last speaker, again, another cyber warrior, Madam Chandni Agarwal. So I request you to please come to the desk, ma'am.
A very good afternoon to everyone present here. So forgive me for bad throat. So I am representing entire educator fraternity who is continuously working for spreading the cyber awareness at our school, at our community, and I am representing my school, Maharaja Agrawal Model School. And I'll just straight away come to the point, as we have discussed many things already. If you remember, till 2010, we were involved in traditional classrooms, and that time, very few people were talking about the cyber threats or a kind of footprint. And in 2019, the ICT integration came into the classroom, but suddenly our physical classrooms converted into virtual classrooms, remote classrooms, and in a cloud. And then hustle started for finding out the best mode. And from that point, the major threat started, because we were not allowing child to carry phone in school, but now the school was in mobile, and various memes were there. See, you were stopping me to use mobile, now you are in my mobile. So after post-COVID, see, today I want to talk about most of the positive things, because I have taken so many sessions on threats, which is leading towards negative point. But yes, this gave us a lesson that learning is not confined to four walls. Like now we are living in a global village where we can have learning unlimited learning and without any boundary. So after post-COVID, we have resulted into the hybrid, blended, and accessible and inclusive classrooms. So quickly we can see the per minute data, how we are leaving millions of digital footprint in a minute. And of course, in 2022, it is increased. So physical footprints can be erased, but digital footprints can't be. So it's our utmost duty to tell our digital millennials that how to put your step. Like our senior told us, beta bahar ja rahe ho, sambal ke kadam rakhna. So in the same way, we should tell our kids, our children, to keep your foot firmly. And the rules are similar in physical world as well as in the digital world. So have a pause here and check, is your digital footprints are positive or negative? We are also leaving footprints everywhere. Even today you go at home and check your Google map. It has your minute to minute schedule. Where were you? You are at home, you were in the market. For a few seconds, your data is not there. Just check it out. And you can see the sessions on NCERT official, how to safeguard your devices about this. So I'll not talk about the digital footprint, how we can make it positive and negative. So many, earlier we have talked about this. So straight away, I'm coming about how to preserve our digital footprints. We have to follow the golden rules. And before posting, just think about the long term, not about the short term. Previously, no one was asking about our social media credentials. But now, whenever we fill any kind of form, it is asking about our Facebook, Twitter handle, LinkedIn, everything it is asking. So there may be a reason, there may be an objective behind this. The objective is they are checking our online presence and finding out our digital footprints. So these are the initiatives that we are taking at our school. So we have a cyber cell, because every day we are getting so many cases, and children, they need counseling. Rather than scolding them, we have to counsel them in a positive way, because like when any child going on road or going to play, mother never leave them alone, but we are leaving them alone in a virtual world. So we have to counsel parents, counsel children about this. We are celebrating Safer Internet Day since 2009. And I think these activities are one of the way how we can motivate our students and peer. They can also train the peer. This year, we have created a visual newsletter using Google Site. As a IT facilitator, I try to integrate tools with the cyber awareness. And also we are celebrating Cyber Jagrukta Divas every Wednesday of the first Wednesday of every month. And this is the program with the Be Internet Awesome program. This we have started with a class 4. because that is the building. We have to start from the first level. We are going to counsel the teenagers, the 9 to 12 students, but I think we should start with the basic classes, the junior classes, and we can tell them in the gamified way. So we also celebrate theme-based week, where we ask the students to give the presentation. Every activity is not online because we want their motor skills also to be improved with the computational thinking. Play, songs, and nukkad nataks are the best way to spread the message. As visual things, they have their long-lasting impact. This is the e-posters created by students, comic strips and videos on school channels. This is our exhibition we have done long back, I think in, this is around 2013. So students, they make, with the waste material, they made all these models, 3D models to showcase the work about the cybersecurity awareness. And we have created some interactive games with the collaboration with the students. They make games in collaboration as a part of curriculum assignment. And quizzes and these are the quizzes and surveys for their learning assessment. We conduct workshops and trainings time to time. Even I also take training for the students during the class also. So this we can save 5 to 10 minutes in our class in a planned way and tell them regularly. And we should tell them the latest case studies also so that they can learn. This is my Android app, and this is the second version of this app. The first version was released in 2016. And this app is released with the second version in 2021 in the 5 regional languages. And this we are using this as a ready reckoner. If you explore this app, this has helpline numbers. It has video list of all related cybersecurity awareness sessions. Wherever it held, I just upgrade the playlist. And also it has step-by-step reporting portal, how we can report, where we can connect, and security check, just to check your post and pre and post knowledge about the cyber security. So many other things. Why it is created in regional language? Just because we want it to reach to the masses at at a big level. So these are the laureates. The Vanshika Jain got state prize for the digital safety quiz, and we are the winner at GCCS 2017 cybersecurity competition. I have presented my research on cybersecurity in 2017 at the conference held in India first time. This is the international conference. These are glimpses of some of the sessions I took with NCERT, and this is one of the wonderful initiative by NCERT to showcase your initiatives. So every year I'm very fortunate, and thanks to sir and NCERT team to giving me the opportunity to showcase the cases, showcase the work we have done. So let's pledge together to make responsible digital citizens in a safe and secure world. So I found myself very fortunate that as an educator, we have power to grow, to empower others, and to deal with the community, because community find it as we people as a role model, as a public figure. So we should also take care of our digital footprint. It should be positive, and we have to take internet as a positive thing rather moving towards a negative side. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for patience listening. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, madam, for precisely completing the presentation and also highlighting some of the experiences of your school students and some of the accolades received by your students. Once again, thank you very much. So now all the panelists, they are here. So I request all of you, if you have any question, comments, observation, but be precise. We will rather appreciate if you have a measured question. At the end, there should be a question mark. So don't try to make a large introduction to introduce the topic, straight away come to the question so that our panelists, they can address. I am in between you and lunch break. So yeah, thank you. So you can raise your hand so that I can point out. We will start from Manu Gulati, madam. She is also another national awardee teacher. So please start. Madam, question mark at the end, being a language teacher.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Manu Gulati. My question is that it's a real life concern that we have been facing in school. So before we post a picture on social media that relates to pictures of students, I seek permission from their parents or guardians. We also seek permission from the head of school as well as from the student and class teacher as well. Is there anything that we need to do apart from this? That's my question. Seeking permission from parents, guardians. I come from a school where children come from marginalized sections of society. I'm in a government school. My question, I'll quickly repeat the question. Before posting the pictures of students, we seek permission from parents, guardians, heads of schools, class teacher, and the students as well. Is there anything else that I need to do as a practicing teacher before posting their picture on social media platform?
Thank you very much. We will request Dr. Karnika ji. So you can come here, or can we have another mic? Yeah. Or ek and mic ek de dijiye. You can come here, please.
The privacy domain, there is a need for express consent. That's what you're doing in writing. That is the need in such cases. And while you may collect the data, you know the pictures, you also need to mention the purpose for which you are collecting, because it's not just the blanket consent, which you need to specify for how long you'll be keeping it, what you will be making of it, and if you'll be distributing it further or utilizing it for any other purposes. Also, when you put this information on any website or other domains, the privacy concerns require you to have reasonable security practices, in order. So if you're collecting any data, for instance, we have an ISO 27001 certification, which is a good, deemed certification, which is sort of deemed to be compliant with the reasonable security practices, is one of the standards. So the IT infrastructure that you're utilizing, the technology deployment also should be sound. To that effect, I think these two concerns are the main concerns, and obviously vigilance. If there is any hacking activity, supposingly there are attempts, so the school management needs to be very aware of monitoring, because there is deemed liability of directors in IT Act also. So from that point of view, compliance, taking due consent, and maintaining the reasonable security practices will be good enough to protect you from any kinds of liability, both from the point of view of school and any kind of avoiding any harm to the children. That's all.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Just a minute. Thank you very much for a precise answer. And you are already following some of the steps, but we have to be very careful while sharing such photographs with other agencies. Even I remember whenever we send any photo to UNESCO, they emphasize that whether we have copyright on the photo or not, and whether the people, they know that we are going to use it in a large scale. So the stakeholders. Madam Nisa Dua is from Cyber Peace Foundation. She would like to add to the discussion. Ma'am, most welcome. Can you give the mic, because people are also online, many people are watching. You can put on the mic. Yeah, keep closer to your mouth. Yeah.
On to what was said earlier, definitely it's a huge concern that the children's photos are there, and we know that they can be morphed and misused. So here a small suggestion. Actually the reason for putting up the photos is not that you want to showcase the children. You want to showcase the activities which are happening. Isn't that it? So, small little things like, take the, the shot of the children in such a way that their faces are not visible. थोड़ा सा उनको blur कर दीजिए. That is one thing, and concentrate more on the activities and what they are doing. So you may have followed all the rules, but these photos can be morphed. And then once the photo is morphed, we know we've talked a lot about the digital footprint and the adverse impact of it. So I would actually advise that jitna kam photos bachcho ka dal sakte ho, dalo. Yeah, we may be compliant, but then at the end of it, if something happens, then it's the future of the child which is jeopardized. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for the inputs. Any other question? Please raise your hands. One or two more. Any? Yeah, please. Please introduce yourself, because I was knowing them, so I took their name. Yeah. Yeah. Keep closer to your mouth. You please take this.
Hello. Yeah. My question is that on and off, we are collecting data with the help of Google Forms. And I think in a lot of workshops, I have heard that Google is the most dangerous platform. And even now for this workshop, we were asked to fill data using Google Forms. So if it is so risky, then why are we putting Aadhaar cards, date of birth, our PAN numbers, our account numbers, everything which is quite sensitive? So is there any way out? Means we know that it is dangerous. Even then we are forced to fill the data using Google Forms.
Yeah.
Why is it so?
Anyone of madam would like to respond? Yeah.
Again, a legal question. So
Thank you.
I must say that, whenever we are using any kind of technology platforms, there is a terms of use. When we download an app, for example, you downloading a food app or a research or educational app, they will ask you for even access to photos, even access to video galleries. And one doesn't realize, I mean, especially children, when they're doing, playing games and otherwise, they'll just give away a lot of personal data. And that's what the concern is, whether it's a form or if it's a, web resource or an app. One needs to read the terms of use. You can actually choose to walk away or give only limited information. Each time I access a website, there is a cookie, consent taken, and it says necessary cookies, strictly necessary, or all cookies. And a lot of times people will just click and download whatever, in the rush to just, avail the facility without realizing that they're actually giving away all kinds of consent. So one has to be careful. If you don't want to use the platform, if it is asking you unnecessarily for your other access to other resources or even your personal data, you can choose to not give it or give very limited consent. That's what I would like you to do. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, we will come back, maybe one or two, and we can further have a WhatsApp or any social media group. We can extend this chat also. It's okay. Any, one or two hands more you want to? So first lady, then we'll come back to you. Yeah. Ma'am, please introduce yourself. Yeah. Your name, ma'am. Yeah.
So my name is Preeti Nagar. I'm from DPS Cyberabad. I want your answer for this question, actually. So being a computer faculty or a little bit tech savvy, we know what is digital security is and cyber crimes is. But as a students and those who are getting just they're just new to the technologies. They're just getting the exposure to the technologies, to the social medias. They're just uploading randomly everything. We can conduct the seminars, but we need a help from the NCERT or the other departments that can conduct these kind of seminars at the school levels. Can we get that help from the NCERT department or from the ministry, anywhere else?
Sure, ma'am. Thank you very much. We keep on organizing. And even we on cyber safety and security, we organize a series of programs. Every Friday also, we have a live telecast from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock on all the 12 TV channels under Prime Minister's e-Vidya program. And we are designing a course in collaboration with CDAC. We'll be involving some of these people also to finalize. So for a more larger group, it will be done. Even there are some courses we are thinking for a digital teacher, making a digital teacher in collaboration with UNESCO, particularly Mahatma Gandhi Institute. So we are also in the process. And there are a large number of activities we are organizing in collaboration with CDAC, even I4C under Ministry of Home Affairs. So we will definitely through CBSE reach you because there are 27,000 schools under CBSE which are affiliated to CBSE. Will reach, and we also reach out to all the states, but still it is little. It is a drop in ocean. We need to join together and work, converge all our activities. Then only it is possible. Thank you. Thanks for the question. Yeah. Thank you. You have a mic. Please introduce yourself. Then go ahead. Last two questions we'll be taking. Then we'll have a small activity. We'll break for lunch.
Hello. Myself, Dr. Rajiv Kumar. I am postdoctoral fellow, Dr. Ambedkar International Center. So my question is that the multimedia addiction between the children, we have seen many times in our home, at our place, the students and our small children are facing the addictions of multimedia. Please let us know about how can save from the multimedia addiction to children.
Okay. Thank you very much. Any one of you would like to respond? Chandni ji? Okay.
So very nice question you asked. It is the problem of many parents. We can on parental control, but the first few days will be struggling. You just have to divert their thoughts into some physical activity. It depends on the age, because COVID period has created the addiction amongst kids, and it is not easy to de-addict. And even in AIMS and so many other places, de-addicting centers are open for, especially for the kids from the ages 5 to 10 years. This is the most vulnerable age. So parents have to take care more of their phone. On your parental control, just check your permissions given to the app. Stop the permission of camera, microphone, contacts if it is not necessary, and spend some time, leave your phone and spend time with kids. This is one of the way to de-addict the addiction.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
No,
add one
yeah.
more aspect to it,
Panika.
because during pandemic, especially when children were glued to their phones, a lot of schools realized that the video conferencing platforms and otherwise were being actually misused also in many ways. So there were different kinds of issues which came about, and the schools required a lot of help on policy framework. So there were social media policy created. We helped schools create a lot of ICT policies, their online e-library policies. There have been n number of policies apart from netiquette anyways. That's something, cyber hygiene, we all focus on. So as a school, as teachers, it's important that they abide by those rules, and whenever they are using online resources or online video conferencing or other online e-learning platforms, it's important for us to have a right framework and explain them the nuances and what they should do and shouldn't be doing on that particular platform. So if that sort of clarity is there, then the children don't have an escape route and say that, okay, we did not know this was not something which was acceptable or permissible. Sometimes they open fake accounts and they're using 5 devices, and with one device they're listening in the class, the other devices are being used to play mischief, and that's a reality. We all understand. We've done many sessions even with Cyber Peace, and Nisha ji is also here. We've done many of these educational, online webinars, even with NCERT. And I think this requirement is something which we should highlight at this point. So apart from what parents will do for the addiction, the organizations do, schools have that responsibility.
Thank you very much, ma'am. And no doubt there is no shortcut. So multi-pronged strategies needs to be adopted to check this menace. With these words, I invite the next person. Yeah, please ask your question. Do you have a mic? Please introduce yourself. Cut to the mic. Yeah.
Sir, this is Deepti from Stanford Convent School, Badarpur. As sir said, first of all, we have to teach parents about this cyber security. But based on a case in our school, there are few parents who are not supporting us or that child who is involved in cyber crime or something. What should we do in that case? Like parents are not supporting, but we want to help that child कि वो किसी नेगेटिव वे पे ना जाए, तो इस केस में हम कैसे उस बच्चे का हेल्प कर सकते हैं? पेरेंट्स नहीं हमें हेल्प कर रहे हैं, बट वी वांट टू हेल्प दैट चाइल्ड.
Got it. आप तीनों में से कोई कहना चाहेंगे कैसे आप ऐसे हैंडल करते हैं? PTM या स्पेशल?
आई एम रियली वेरी कंफ्यूज, सीरियसली.
ओके, थैंक यू. हाँ, चांदनी अग्रवाल जी.
See, if parents are not supporting, and in case any crime happen with any child, now we can give complaint on cybercrime.gov.in anonymously or with our identification. Even the child can go with teacher to launch the complaint to the nearest police station. And if you want, you want that your students should not go for the negative way, the best way is to counsel. I give you yesterday class example. I was sitting in the class. I have asked, if you are crossing the road and some unknown people are going with you, will you tell your name to them? They said no. I said, will you hold their hand? They said no. Will you share some information on the road? Or will you dance or will you sing on the road? They said no. So why you are doing all these things and making it public on social media? You want so many followers and you want to be influencer. Even you don't know which people you are following you and what kind of things can be happen. So the best thing is to win their trust and counsel them and tell the ill effects. Yeah.
There is a concept of mandatory reporting. So if there's an offense which has happened, like a crime which has happened, specifically if it's child pornography related, then you don't have an option, but it's a mandatory thing. You have to report it to the police, the nearest police station, or you can report it on cybercrime.gov.in. Also, if the parents are concerned about the child, any parent will be, but they fear the fear of defamation. So in that respect, you can counsel them and tell them that the name of the child and the parent can be kept confidential. Media cannot report it. That is the law of the country. And a lot of people are scared and they don't know about these things. So the law protects such cases. You can have in-camera proceedings. You don't even need to be in the open court. You can't use the name of the victim or the child as well. And there are child-friendly courts, especially POCSO courts. They are child-friendly. The legislation, the law has changed a lot to support such children in need. So, and there are aftercare facilities also under POCSO. So after the child is going through a particular trial, there is a witness, deposition or otherwise in a very child-friendly manner. So there are trained law enforcement trainings, for this particular purpose. There are trainings given, and we've been doing that for 2 decades. So that's why I'm sharing this experience, because the parent is not probably aware of these facilities and these advantages of, the law, that the support that the law provides. No, that's important. And counseling units in the school is very important. The role of a counselor is, I think, very, very important, because a child may not in today's times confide in the parent also at times, but the child can confide in a school counselor. That sort of trust the child should have.
Right. So appropriate rapport needs to be built with the child.
I think you must conduct activities, different type of activities in your school to
Creative
make them more
activities,
aware.
right.
Yeah, different type. It should not be, again, as I said, it should not be a long list of do's and don't do this, don't do this. You must engage them in different type of creative activities so that child themselves come to know that this is right and this is wrong for me. I think that would be better instead of calling their parents again and again. Please make the child more aware.
Thank you very much. We have last hand from the corner. You want to supplement? You have a question. Oh, great. Have a question. Quickly, can we listen to her question? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a minute, so that your supplement could extend. Yeah. How do you know that it is installed in your mobile or others' mobile? Yeah, you can come here. Yes. So we'll thank you very much. Your name? Okay, thank you very much. So you have both the questions. If you want to supplement, introduce first.
I would like to supplement the previous question. I'm Dr. Neha Sharma. I work in an organization called ARPAN, which works on the issue of child sexual abuse. So we have been on and off, like always, forever having cases where parents don't agree to own up, and kids we want to counsel them, and the only way out, ma'am, I just wanted to share my experience, is to counsel both the parties, the parents as well as the child, because it's the parents are going to be with the child 24/7. Even if as a teacher you go and complain, file an anonymous complaint, but what about child support system? Who's providing that? You will be there only in school hours. What about after that? So that is very important, as Seth ma'am absolutely mentioned. There are various facilities. Make parents aware about that. Psycho-educate them of those facilities which are available, which is the law of the land. And we are very privileged to have a law like POCSO, which supports and protects children. So I think that is extremely important in our opinion, and we strongly kind of advocate this, that there is no way skipping parents and doing things on child's behalf. We need to take parents' consent and we need to take them in loop. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. My colleague Dr. Angel would like to respond what ma'am from KB said. Yeah.
I'm not giving the response for the question because this is two minimum questions that has come up. There may be such questions for every aspect. There are such queries are there. That is why we are conducting every Friday a session, because both the questions have been dealt in two different sessions. We have done 1 week session on how do you really take care of your all financial safety aspects in the cyber world. So we will request you, like all of you, because when you go out in the counter of digital education, we have put a QR code, and we have ensured that like we only give you direct link that you can join the link of NCERT, where we will be giving every week the notice of what session is being conducted, so that you will be able to just watch on that. And we have a web page where we have put all the sessions, so that 24/7 it is available at you at one place. And all these things, whatever usually comes as a question from people, how to safeguard, we have addressed in several sessions, so you can easily watch and try to understand. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Angel. Thank you very much indeed to all of you. So I take this opportunity during this Shikshak Parv celebration of 2022 as part of the event of Ministry of Education, Department of School Education and Literacy. We were organizing the session on positive digital footprints in school education. And on all your behalf and my personal behalf, on behalf of NCERT and Ministry of Education, I thank all the panelists, including the chairperson Tulika Pandey ma'am, and including the Gautam Kumarji from I4C, Dr. Kanika Sethji from Supreme Court of India, Dr. Anand Prabhuji from Digital Forensic and Cyber Security Organization, and 3 teachers from different variety of schools, Madam Chandni Agarwal, Madam Binita Garg, and Madam Suma Paul. And also I thank the rapporteurs and co-coordinators with me, Dr. Angel and Dr. Rajaul Karim, my colleagues from CIT, all participants from different organizations, from UN, UNESCO, from and other institutes, from NGOs, from universities, from schools set up, and one and all for joining this session. I thank the media and technical team for a wide coverage, and I thank our Department of ICT in CIET for coordinating and organizing this activity. And I thank to our media and technical team from CIET and from this Dr. Ambedkar Bhavan. And last not least, I thank the Ministry of Education for giving us an opportunity to deliberate on a very sensitive theme, and the resources are already developed. Many of those will be developing many, and you can get those resources also in your folder. We have tried to give some. You visit ncert.nic.in website and get other resources, including all these proceedings, PPTs, even the video recordings. It will be handy on your palm, so you can reread and re-listen to them. And the video will be available on NCERT event YouTube page. So you can search there on the website, NCERT and CIT website also. It will be available. All the guidelines released today will also be available. We have some print copies, so we don't have much. So once again, thank you very much. I request if we can disconnect the video call. So can we, Priya or Anjali? So can we stop, or Madam Anupama? Can we stop? Just 1 or 2 minutes for announcements. So